you lighting this thing up, I'm gonna light their ass up, and I'm gonna start with Marz. Marz, you and Low are two of the nastiest dudes on YouTube. I'm gonna tell you something, dog. We come to clean that up. You better hope. I got an early Christmas present for you, sucker. You better hope. And Christmas down there 10 months away. You better hope homie can't get out this meeting. Because I'm tell you something, I'm teach your little ass a lesson. But this stuff that y'all been pushing with Jokic, we're gonna end this tonight. We're gonna end this tonight because you guys are disgusting, y'all are disgraceful, and y'all are dishonorable. And I heard some NBA cats heard some of the stuff y'all said. They heard some of the stuff y'all said, and I'm telling you, you and Low, I'm telling you right now, bro, y'all dudes is so disrespectful, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something, Ron. It comes a point in time, bro, where we gotta hold guys accountable. Jokic gonna get his ass held accountable tonight. Because I remember one thing. I remember when Giannis Antetokounmpo won 2 straight MVP awards, and the media said he can't win again until he win a chip. The media said he can't win again. Remember, they went on a campaign and said Giannis cannot win no more MVPs until he win a championship. Meanwhile, these dudes around here parading Jokic as the next big thing. He doing this, he doing that. He got a better offensive peak than Kobe Bryant. Baloney. And we gonna address that tonight.
The second you guys said that, I got messages in my inbox. Yo, Fluent, did you hear the nonsense that people are spitting on Player's Choice? That Jokic is better than Kobe? So we gonna talk about that.
Again, when I heard that Jokic is a better offensive player than Kobe, I was like, whoa, hang on for a second. What are you dudes talking about? Because you can't give me. Go ahead, Bob. I'm sorry.
No, I'll cut you off. You got it.
Because I'm trying to make sense of how Kobe Bryant in his prime, because his numbers went down in terms of his scoring. The reason why his numbers went down because his ability to pass, he started doing that more, and that enhanced his offensive game. His ability to get to the basket, not just get to the basket and score, his ability to get to the basket and beat up on big guys and cause fouls for those big guys. So now Gasol, he got to deal with the second unit dude. And now what that's going to do is that's going to cause Gasol to get more buckets because Bryant's going to go to him more. Same thing with Lamar Odom. When Bryant is at the top and he's going to the bucket and these guys got to help and they fouling on him. Well, the dude covering Lamar Odom, so now he got to get off the floor because he's in foul trouble. So now that's opening up even more offense for Lamar Odom, courtesy of Kobe Bryant. So the idea that Joker, because he shoots the long ball or because he passes at a high rate, is a better all-around offensive player than Kobe Bryant is nuts to me.
Man, I got nonsense. I had some people hit me up talking about they was about to unsubscribe over that.
That's nuts to me. I dig Joker, but you can't give me legit logic that he's a better offensive player than Kobe Bryant. You can't do it.
Marz, can you give your reasoning on why? Because I know you said you have to see him in the playoffs, but can you give us your logic behind why he is in that Kobe realm? Why they're in the same ballpark offensively?
Yeah, like you said, I did say I have to see the playoffs, so I'm not entirely on this train completely. I'm willing to have the conversation, but
you were on that show, so you have to defend.
Yeah, I'm gonna defend it because I think it's a valid conversation to have. So. I think Jokic being, to me, obviously, I'm much higher on Jokic's passing and playmaking than everyone up here is. So that would explain why there's a big disconnect. But to me, him peaking, once again, as one of the 5 best passers ever, as one of the 10 best playmakers ever. His scoring around the rim. He has some of the best touch around the rim I've seen. His floater game, his post game, his footwork. The fact that he can score at a high level, but he can also score extremely efficiently. So far in the playoffs, what I've seen is him being able to elevate that offensive load in terms of scoring. What he did last season against the Golden State Warriors, who were the #1 ranked defense in the regular season and the postseason. He absolutely demolished those guys in terms of individually. Yes, they lost the series, but that's why I said I need to see more in the playoffs because I need to see him with a healthy Jamal Murray and healthy Michael Porter Jr. Just so I can see how that levels up in the postseason. That's why I'm still a bit hesitant. But him being able to operate as the initiator of the pick and roll and the screener of the pick and roll, him being able to move off the ball just as well as any big in the NBA, him being able to run, not even just run in transition, but being able to play in transition, him being able to get the ball on offensive rebounds, him being able to find all those outlet passes, how well the Denver Nuggets offense performs with him on the floor. They're performing at all-time levels in the regular season. So I just think it's a very valid conversation to say that Jokic is peaking, as I've seen, as one of the 10 best offensive players to ever play basketball.
Which is fair. I can't fight that part, which is fair. But what Kobe Bryant did in terms of his gravity of scoring, how much that opened up the Lakers offense for him and everybody else as a whole. And when I think about Kobe as an overall offensive player, how much he did for everybody on that unit once he stopped scoring as much. So when he got Gasol, or when he was playing with Shaq, when he started to pass the ball, not just to Shaq, but also to Robert Horry, not just to Robert Horry, but to Derek Fisher. And the reason why he was doing that is because how much he was attracting the defense and how much that enhanced his ability to pass. Not just his ability to pass, but again, his ability to beat up on big guys, right? His ability to beat up on Tim Duncan, his ability to beat up on David Robinson, his ability to beat up on Kevin Garnett, his ability to beat up on these dudes and make the offense even wider open for those other guys than he did previous to that. I know that Joker does that on some level, but he's got some really good players who do benefit from him. But I think the guys that Kobe ran with, they benefited even more because of Kobe's gravity.
Tell the truth. The man ain't did a damn thing. And I'm going to tell you, Marz talking about it's a conversation. It ain't no conversation. It's not no conversation because it wasn't a conversation with Giannis when Giannis won 2 MVPs and the whole media came out and said he can't win another MVP. He can't be considered on this level until he win the chip. Then Giannis went and won the chip, and he ain't won an MVP since. And all these dudes running around here parading Jokic, the great hype. I ain't gonna say the great hype. They promoting this dude as the next big thing. He gonna win the MVP again. That man ain't won a damn thing. And not only on top of that, like I said before, they don't keep the same energy with this cat, bro. That dude don't play no defense. So let's be honest. You got Giannis, who's the top rebounder in the league. He's a top 2 scorer in the NBA. Right? He got a better record than Jokic, but they calling Jokic your MVP. It's a crying shame, man. And like I said, this is the type of stuff. This is the hoodwink. This is the biggest lie and the biggest deception ever told in the history of NBA basketball, in my opinion, about Jokic. To have a dude be ready to be a 3-time MVP when they rejected Giannis of that opportunity, right? Because they didn't like his game. And because these dudes Jokic is this passer. So they discredit all the great passers in NBA history for this buffoon, right? Like I said before, at the end of the day, man, Jokic is a good player, but that's what he would have been. A good player, made a few all-star teams if he would have played against real talent. He's a dude that's playing against a watered-down NBA as far as big men, and he ain't what Marz said. He ain't nowhere near the stratosphere of Kobe Bryant offensively. He don't have the offensive moves Kobe Bryant had. Kobe Bryant was more creative passing the ball than what you guys think and give him credit for. Kobe Bryant was a better ball handler. Kobe Bryant could do everything on the court that Jokic could do and some. Just because he didn't do it, because he wasn't asked to do it. It's different than Jokic out here, right? Being able to do this in this era. Because like I said, you guys talk about advanced stats, all this other stuff. Y'all eliminate the eye test, and it's hard for you guys to decipher because you really didn't watch a different era where the game was more physical, where Chilltown know this and Fluent know this. They had to really wipe out all of the bruisers and all of the defensive bigs and all of them dudes that was just there to beat the hell out of you, just so the European players could come and open up the game so the game would be more of an open scoring game, more of a free-flowing game. Because Chilltown know the scores used to be 89 to 92, stuff like that. So ain't nobody that's coming out here. If you getting 25 a game, you serious business, right? So with all this stuff going on there, man, we cutting his cap out tonight. And I hope Lo bring his ass on here. I'm gonna make his ass lose some weight tonight fucking with me. My bad. Excuse my language.
Charles Oakley, Rick Mahorn, Bill, all the goons, they're gone now. All the goons are gone. Because the goons is gone, we still got some quote unquote bullies running around in the NBA, but the goons are gone. And because the goons are gone, there's an imbalance. And that's why you see Joker doing what he's doing when he's running up on the Morris guy, even though he don't have nobody like that to watch his back. If he had somebody like that to watch his back, he wouldn't be doing nothing like that. But with that being said, there's boxes that have to be checked. Number one, is your game timeless? I think Jokic has a timeless game, no question about that. Number two, did you dominate? Did he dominate? Yes. Number three, did you win? He didn't, which means that we can't talk about this dude like we talk about David Robinson, like we talk about Tim Duncan.
Who did he dominate?
Well, again, Ticket, we talking about the NBA today. This is
no,
not
right. No. That's cool. No. That's cool. But who did he dominate? Because see, when these buffoons come on here, that's what they is. A bunch of buffoons that say that he had a better offensive peak than Kobe. You got to understand, Kobe Bryant was playing against some of the best defenders in the world. Who the hell is Jokic playing against? And listen, everybody in the comment section, y'all can run this little game. You can say, oh, Ticket, he just chatting this, that, and the third. Guess what? You ain't got to believe it from me. I promise you. I'm going to start bringing the dudes who played in the association up here on this live, and I'm going to let them tell you. So now what's your excuse going to be when they tell you the same stuff I'm telling you first? Like I said, that stuff Marz and Low and them pushing is straight buffoonery because Jokic ain't playing against nobody. He got 3 dudes to get up against every season. Embiid, and who else? Maybe Giannis, and maybe who else?
AD when
who else?
AD when
now, right, but Bob, they say this shit about Kobe. Who would Kobe had to get up for every single night? Kobe had to get up for all these dudes that was locked in the defender. Ruben Patterson. Roy. He had to get up for Brandon Roy. He had to get up for Bruce Bowen. He had to get up for all these dudes, for Rajah Bell, all these dudes that was ready to strap up. Had Shane Battier. These dudes had great defensive plans ready for him. Man, get this man, stop talking basketball with me, nigga.
Hey, Ticky, you know, thing with me is, I do like Jokic. I like Jokic a lot, honestly. But my thing, I don't really want to have no conversation about, oh, he's just off the best offensive peak and this and that. Because we talking about basketball. So if you're not really doing, Kobe was an all-around hooper. You know what I'm saying? He had it on both ends of the court. So that's why I just feel it's disrespectful just to even mention him in the same sentence, in the same category. Is crazy to me. And I know we specifically talking about offense, but I have a problem with that. It's hard for me to do that. It's hard for me to just dissect, oh, let's just talk about offense just so that we can put some of these regular guys into the conversation with these all-time greats. And I really don't got the energy for that. I personally can't do it. So I won't mind sitting back listening, but I'm not going to get involved in no Jokic versus Kobe debate.
Fluent, what's your thoughts on the matter? I know Kobe's your guy.
Listen, Kobe, I'll put the fandom aside, right? My favorite player all time. Let me put that aside for a second.
Word?
I'm going to put it aside for a second and just say this. I think Jokic is great. Like, don't get me wrong. What he can do at that size, it's on the offensive end in terms of bringing up the ball, facilitating the offense, passing, score. He's great. But when you put him in the same breath as a Kobe, this fast, that's just disrespectful. It's not disrespectful to Kobe. It's disrespectful to the game of basketball. He's done it for 5 seconds. He hasn't done it on the biggest stage. He's done it in the regular season that we know. We know for a fact that in 2003, ESPN ABC paid the NBA $2.4 billion. That's billion with a B for the TV rights. They changed a bunch of rules to eliminate the 3-second rule, which essentially gets rid of those bruisers, those guys that they were talking about who were protecting the rim and doing those things, to eliminate that. Now, don't get me wrong. It's because it's a business. And what does the business want to see? They want to see the most skilled players show off their skills. But don't fool yourself into thinking that didn't make it easier for a guy who is not athletic, who does not run fast, who does not jump high, to be able to show off his skills because he's not having to deal with Ben Wallace every night. He doesn't have to deal with those types of players anymore because they virtually eliminated them from the game. So I'm not saying in 5 years from now, maybe we can have a conversation. Sure. Let me see in 5 years when he does this in the playoffs. Let me see in 5 years when he leads his team to the finals. Let me see in 5 years that he's done it on a consistent basis. Because right now, talking about a guy who's had 3 good seasons, 3, really, in the same breath as Kobe, like that's disrespectful to the game of basketball.
Graceful.
Hey, and if you say that, Fluent, if you say that, that means they putting him over all the other great guys that we got Kobe over. If they say that, that means that all the other great offensive players that we got Kobe ranked over, they saying that this dude in this stretch was better than all them too. That's bull, man. That's disgusting, bro. Because imagine, what would a kid like you want to do?
That's why I say the game of basketball. It's not just I find it to the game of basketball, not just Kobe.
Right. What would Akeem do in this era right here? What do you think? What do you think if Akeem had to face the dudes that Jokic facing every night, Chilltown? What do you think, Bob? What do you think he'd be doing? I'm on record saying David Robinson with an 8 Joker lunch. I'm on record saying that, and I'm gonna say that one more time for the people in the cheap seats. David Robinson with an 8 Joker lunch.
And I second that.
Money mid-range game.
Second that.
Run like a deer, right? Money mid-range game. Run like a deer. Finish with the best of them, right? Moves on the box. He could pass the ball. Joker might have been a better passer, maybe. But overall, David Robinson would have ate Joker lunch. I'm on record saying that, and I'll say it one more time for the people in the cheap seats. David Robinson would have ate Joker lunch.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Chill, but remember this part. When you say about the passing, right? Look, I'm not taking away from Joker. He is a phenomenal passer, but he's also being asked to pass.
Right.
Hakeem wasn't asked to do that. So again, we won't know for sure, but that's my problem is we try to compare these different eras, and we're asking guys, like we said before the show came on the air, remember? We were talking about goalies in soccer and how they're asked to do more. Well, hey, centers are asked to do more. So could Hakeem have passed the ball? Could he have facilitated the offense? I have no doubt in my mind, but there's no way of knowing for sure because we never got to see it. He was never asked to do it. But I'll tell you this, I wish I had a time machine because I tell you, if we bring him to this era, I think he'd have no problem doing what Jokic does.
Jabbar neither.
Marz.
Jabbar neither.
Do you believe that there's a lot of Jokic disrespect going on right now? Are we, just because we're talking about him and Kobe, are we not acknowledging how great Jokic is?
I think the word disrespect gets used very, very loosely. I don't think anyone's disrespecting Jokic. I do think to some degree, I think some of you guys are underrating how good of a passer he is, but that's just in my opinion. I don't think you guys are disrespecting him. But I also don't think
egregious, more.
Huh?
Top 5 egregious, Marz.
Yeah, to say he's a top 5 distributor all time, Marz.
And the man put him ahead of J Kidd, bro.
I said he's peaking.
They put him ahead of J Kidd, bro.
I also said that was interchangeable.
Bro.
No, man.
What's wrong with these dudes, man?
I said that was interchangeable. I didn't. But it's
you put him ahead of John Stockton.
He's ahead of John Stockton.
No way. See, Marz,
we don't have to talk about that. I'm just saying.
Not that good, Marz. Where you getting?
We know you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to go in depth.
Because we spoke about this 400
Yeah, I know. You spoke about it. You spoke about it with flunkies that you can get over with. You ain't speaking about this with no real basketball heads that's gonna break it down. Hold on, Marz. Let me ask you a question. What would J Kidd be doing assist-wise in this era right here, where the game is more wide open, guys jacking up threes? What would J Kidd be doing?
I don't know.
You know what he'd be doing? He'd be putting the assist numbers to shame, brother. He'd be putting the assist numbers to shame. The same way, if you adjusted. And you guys praise Steph Curry, all y'all praise him. Yes, he's a great shooter. But if you adjusted the numbers for Reggie and adjusted the numbers for Ray Allen and them dudes that he just now passed, Reggie and stuff, if you adjusted their numbers and put their attempts at the attempts that he's shooting right now, their records would be unreachable almost. You would have to play almost 20 years to break their three-point records. So you guys got to remember this too. A lot of this stuff is based off the era they playing in, the lack of defense, and I don't think you take that into equation when y'all judging Jokic. Who is he playing against, bro? He ain't playing against nobody.
Like I've said before, for me, it's not about degree of difficulty. It's about the value of what you bring. I'm not finished. Do I think it was harder to pass in the early 2000s when the lanes were clogged? Sure, and there was less floor spacing. Yes, it was harder to get the ball through those tight windows. No doubt about it. But when I'm talking about Jokic, his ability to bring a big out of the paint himself, and his ability to find these layups that he's finding out of thin air, and the amount of quality looks he's creating seamlessly. Even if you want to say it's in an easier era, that's fine. That's cool. The quality looks he's creating, to me, they have exceptional value, and that's why the Denver Nuggets offense with him on the floor is so elite, because he's unlocking the extremely valuable shot.
Logic is flawed, Marz. Your logic is flawed by you saying, my brother, that the competition. No, the competition always matter. Look, you can go get 10 championships at the YMCA. It ain't like getting 10 championships in the NBA. You can go get 10 championships and average 50 in the YMCA. It ain't the same as playing in the NBA, Marz. So, like I said,
we're comparing NBA players. What?
Hey, the conversation is about to get taken to another level because the main advocate for Jokic has
since we on that subject.
Hold on. I'm coming on camera. Hold on. I'm coming on camera for this.
A really unleashed ticket. Here we go.
What?
Lo, your ass is mine, Lo. I'm coming on camera for this. Hold on. Your ass is mine. Because you sad, Lo. I got to be low. Hey, low. I'm gonna make sure the stream with you is gonna be epic. I'm gonna call up all the homies on you, dog. Your ass is crazy. You pushing this narrative. You got a big basketball name. You got a big basketball following, and you putting this buffoonery out here in the air, low. I'm gonna tell you something, dog. I heard what you said in your stream the other day on Low Nose. I heard you run that talk, and then you tried to make it make sense. Talking about something. Yeah, man. You know, I really does think he has a better offensive peak. And Low, for you to know basketball and to watch the game, because I don't take you as no flunky who just don't know nothing. You know good and damn well that physicality, competition, level of competition, all of that, how the game was played, all of that matters. So, yes, Jokic is doing that stuff he's doing in this era. But how would Jokic react if he was getting the hell beat out of him? And I'm going to give you one example. You remember when they played the Lakers in the bubble? They put a little physicality with Dwight Howard on him, and that bothered him. That took him out the series. It took him out of that series, a little physicality with Dwight. So what the hell do you think if Jokic was playing against these guys in the 90s and 2000s? What type of effect you think it would have if he had dudes hitting him in his back of his head, hitting him in his nuts, Dennis robbing him, doing all this crazy antics, dudes pushing him off the block, hitting him in his grill, hitting him all over. Man, that dude would fold like a cheap 10.
I'm not sure that. Wow. And by the way, that super chat. That super chat.
What is this? What's the super chat? What up with you, man?
That super chat that he just said about Nate McMillan, the Hawks fired him.
Everybody in the chat is saying, yeah.
Is he out?
Yeah, they did fire him. Yeah, they did.
Hey, congratulations to Nate McMillan for getting the hell up out of there.
Hashtag
you got fouled or what? Congratulations.
It was Trae Young. It was Trae Young selfish ass. He was telling them he was.
No, Ticket. You was about to say it right the first time. Say it right the first time. Sucker ass. Say it. You was about to say it right the first time. Say it.
It was Trae Young, selfish ass. Trae Young was told the team, trade me or fire the coach.
That's Trae Young's second coach. That's crazy.
Trade me in the offseason.
In 5 years, by the way.
Scumbag.
We'll get the down there.
I don't know, but boy, they might just promote what's his name though. Joe Prunty.
I didn't want to get us off track. Can we get back to where we were? Let's get back.
All right, let's get back.
Let's get back here, please.
What's the gripe? Well, to Ticket's point, 2020 I wouldn't consider Jokic peak anywhere. I was considering Jokic peak in the past, this year and the 2 years before. Since then, I think Jokic has been way better in terms of handling defenses, especially when he's filling out them in a post, as well as better understanding where the defense comes when it comes to help. And I mean, Jokic struggling in the playoffs against one of the better defensive units who have the personnel to defend him. That's literally everyone. Every player, including Kobe Bryant, including Michael Jordan, including LeBron James, have struggled when they're matching up against great defensive units that have the personnel to stop them. That's literally everyone.
No, but
however, low. Go ahead, Ticket. I'm sorry.
I'm saying they was playing them dudes every night. They was overcoming. It wasn't like they were just all the time getting shut down. No, Kobe had series where he was torturing the San Antonio Spurs. He had series where he was torturing the Sacramento Kings. He had series where he was torturing all these teams. Just because you had one or two bad series, I'm talking about who is Jokic playing?
That's one or two. You just named one bad series.
No,
you just named one.
But you're not understanding what I'm saying. Low, my brother. All I'm saying to you is this, and I'm getting ready to come on camera. I want you to see my eyes on this, bro. Who is Jokic playing on a night-to-night basis in this era? Who? Dedman?
And on top of that, and on top of the Dedman logic, let's just take who we playing against off the table. Low, do you care that guys do something at an all-time great level for a long time? Does that not matter to you?
We're talking about peaks. We're talking about 2 to 3 year. That's it.
That's not good enough, Low. That for 2 years. 2 years. That's
we're talking about.
This would be why
what we're gonna do is we're gonna go off a guy
better than any 2 years of Kobe.
That's the argument.
2 to 3 years. That's literally the argument. I literally omitted. If you want to talk about longevity, I'm not. Who is that? If we're talking about a whole career, then no. If we're talking about who they are as individual players, then no. And specifically at their best, 2 to 3 years offensively. That's literally just been the whole conversation.
Well, see, here's the problem that I'm having with that logic, Lo. 2 years. if you only got a 2-year peak offensively, that means that you're better than, I don't know, the third leading. When he retired, he was the third leading scorer in NBA history, right? He leads all 2 guards in NBA history in assists. So you're telling me because you had a 2-year stretch, you're better than this guy all time? No way, Lo.
We're not talking
after
all
2 years.
We're still not talking all time.
No, that's the
We're
thing.
not, this is what I'm not saying that he's better than him all time. You're telling me that he had a better peak than this guy. And that's not true.
Better 2 years. If you take Kobe's best 2 years,
it.
Jokic's best 2 years, you're saying Jokic's best 2 years are better than Kobe's best 2 years.
Offensively, yes. That's it.
But who cares? What's that?
2 years. That's it. 2 years.
But everyone, you do that with everyone else. If I name the best of LeBron,
a narrative and get clicks, like I don't understand why you would do that. That's like
even
saying
if you did that,
because
you're better than
because you do that
LeBron's
with you do that.
I don't get that
because you do that with everyone.
Even if you can't do that, Lo, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you do. If I ask you what the best version of LeBron, you're not going to give me a 10-year sample size. Almost everyone is going to identify his years in Miami or the best version of LeBron. If I say the best version of Michael Jordan, you're not going to give me a 10-year sample size. Most people would give me somewhere between 91, 92, 93, or maybe 92, 93, and then 96. But
they're gonna last. But it's gonna last longer than 2 years.
I'm not saying it doesn't last longer though. But if I ask you the best version of MJ, that's what you would identify with. You're not identifying immediately with 87 or 98. Not to say that he wasn't great during those years, right? But that's what you're going to identify with.
Even if I did identify with that, as good as he was in 1992. He was still just as good in 1993. He was still just as good in 1996. He was still just as good in 1997, even if his scoring went down. So when I talk about a guy,
you think Michael Jordan was still as good in 93 that he was in like 97 and 98? Is that what you're saying right now?
I think that he was just as good. And I think 92 Jordan, 1991, 92, 93 Jordan. I don't think that he was that much better than 1997, 98 Jordan. 1996, 97 Jordan. I think that he was just as good. And even if I identify with that, so 1991, 92, 93 Jordan, just as good as 96, 97 Jordan. Just as good as that dude. And that's a 5-year sample size, Lo. So to have a guy in Kobe Bryant to have a guy in Joker who you giving me 2-3 years. That's it. Just 3 years. His 3 years are better than any 3 years that Kobe Bryant has. I think that's nuts to say that.
What is the 3 year though? What is the 3 year? Because crazy enough, before I got in here, I actually agree with you. The problem is that people believe that 2006, 7, and 8 are Kobe's best offensive years. I actually think it's more so like 08, 09, 07, 08, 09, because I think who he was in 08 and 09 from a passer, playmaker, and then being able to translate that into deep postseason runs, even against a great elite defense, is a much better argument for Kobe rather than him just scoring a bunch of points like he did in 06 and saying that was his best offensive season.
No, but Lo, stop right there 1 second. But this is all I'm saying to you, right? I understand where you're coming from, bro. But I'm saying this, though. We got to take value of the level of competition he had to do that against every single night. All I'm saying to you is, bro, we judging Jokic off a skewed scale because he's not playing against nobody. If you look at all the centers in the league, his biggest matchup is Joel Embiid. That's it. When you comparing the guys like Kobe, them dudes had killers every night. You got to see LeBron 2 times on the East Coast. You got to see KD 4 times on the West. You got to see all these other elite stars. T-Mac 4 times when he was in Houston. You got to see Vince 2 times on the East Coast. And you remember how Kobe talked about how he used to get up for all these competitions, bro? So he was the best of the best, the creme de la creme.
I don't know about VC defending him is kind of
No. I'm saying he had to go put out against their best defender, but then he was guarding their best offensive player. So is Jokic, because we don't take this into it. That's what I'm saying to you. Is he guarding the best offensive?
Could I cut in? I just don't like that tape because people be saying that about Michael Jordan, about who he played against, and I hate when they say that. So
no, but just talking about Jordan played against. Hold on, Jordan played against legendary.
I know, but people they be like, damn, Marley guarded him and all these people, and I don't hate.
Damn, Marley was a great defender.
But he wasn't on par with the defenders that Kobe had to match up against.
Yeah, I'm just saying
like Tony Allen is a better defender.
I'm on this side about this Kobe and Jokic thing. Honestly, I don't even know the conversation, and I'm listening to y'all. It's like
no. Lowe said that. Lowe said he think his peak
is better than Kobe.
I said that, Dell.
His peak.
But he knows it already. He knows it.
Let me ask you a question though. In Jokic peak, which is now in Kobe's peak, if you need a basket, who are you giving the ball to?
Kobe.
Isn't that the offensive side though?
Yeah, but you realize that offense isn't just scoring, though, correct?
I understand that, but when you need a basket on the offensive end,
he didn't say who needs to score. He said if your team needs a basket,
who's
a
better scorer? Kobe. I'm not arguing and this is where we don't even have to waste time with you and I don't have to waste time with this. You believe that offense is either heavily predicated, if not all, on scoring.
No,
I do not believe that.
No, Dell has said
No, that's what Dell is saying. No, that's what Dell is saying.
I said that. What I'm saying was this. Listen. The Denver Nuggets are asking Jokic to play a style where he's getting a lot of assists. Let's be honest. And Fluent understand this. Chilltown understand this. And probably Dale and Bob too. When Jordan was asked to play the point, he averaged a triple-double when he was asked to do it. If Kobe Bryant, if you told Kobe,
so did Kobe actually. Small sample size though, small sample size. They didn't ask him to do it very often.
I'm saying. But Fluent. Okay, let me ask you this, Fluent. If Kobe Bryant was asked to run the point, do you think if Kobe wanted to, he could average 10 assists?
No, he did.
No.
Too small. So yes, the answer is yes, because he's done it. Yes, just not for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. This dude is being asked to do that. That's why when we always talk about LeBron and stuff like that, LeBron James, he do all that stuff because he want to do that. These other guys, like Jordan and Kobe, they said, look, I focus on my position because in that era, guys mostly played their position. You didn't have too many bigs trying to be out here, be point forward stuff. The only guy you seen doing that in the late 90s, early 2000s was Rasheed Wallace when he started out stepping out, shooting all those threes. Everybody else pretty much played their position. Chill, no. That's facts. So
my argument isn't based off of him averaging 10 assists because I feel like the 2 years before that, he was also a great passer. Him averaging 10 assists to me doesn't really do anything but further cement it.
Offensive player better than Kobe again?
I think offensively in terms of scoring, I think the volume has been there over the past 2 to 3 years. It's translated from regular season to postseason. In terms of his ability to fill out defenders, especially in the post, is becoming way better in contrast to where he was in 2020. His ability to counter floaters this season, his floaters has been stupendous. Jump shots has been there as well. He has really good footwork. And then all of that then translates to him being a passer as well. Passing and playmaking, you virtually can't even double team him because if he does, he can literally find every single last open person. And this is not just in the post. This is also as a ball handler. It doesn't matter. In terms of as a ball handler or a screen setter in the pick and roll, he can still find the open man. He can still come off the screen, pick and pop. He's great on his drives as well. There's not really much that Jokic can't do offensively.
You just explained Kobe, except without the athleticism
and smaller.
Do all of those things too, and smaller. But hold on, let me ask you a question. This is my last question because we probably need to move to another topic. My last question for you, Lo. So you're building an offensive unit. You're building an offensive only unit, and we're drafting. Jokic and Kobe are on the board. Are you going to look at me straight in the eye and tell me you're picking Jokic over Kobe?
At his best, I would pick Jokic.
What?
Yeah.
It's a damn good thing you're not a GM. It's a damn good thing you're not a GM. Okay.
I swear to God, Lo. Hey, Lo, man.
Hey, Lo, you don't got to lie, bro.
Hey, look. And I heard Marz say,
okay, you're picking Jokic. All right, you're picking Jokic.
I heard Marz, Lo's backup dancer. He said some of the biggest buffoonery I ever heard. He said, Marz said that, and this is how he said it too. Yeah. And Jokic has the best floater in the game. That's a damn lie. He ain't got a better floater than Trae Young.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Without a doubt, he does.
He got a better floater than Trae Young. Jokic got a better floater than Trae Young.
Yes, he does.
Hey, I gotta run. I gotta get back to these kids. I gotta teach them how to get these.
All right, Bizzo.
All right, big up.
Gotta be able to play through contact.
Do y'all hear this?
You got to ticket about the
flip the cat. Got a better floater than Trae Young.
Of all the holes you think there is in my argument, you're mad about.
He's picking
mad about
the worst one. He's probably picking the worst one.
And of all, yes,
this year, yes,
has the best floater in the
game. Yes. I don't know. You just haven't been watching Jokic.
I have, bro. What the hell is wrong with y'all?
I'm gonna lie. Of all the issues you have, floater being one of them is wild.
It's the wildest one.
You said the wildest one. You said Yes, and he has the best floater in the game. I said,
Yeah,
wow.
I didn't know that was a conversation. I'm not gonna lie. I
No.
Yeah, I thought that was just common knowledge. I thought
it should not be a conversation.
I'm just thinking because we see Trae Young, his floater is literally money.
So is Jokic.
So what's Jokic? No money?
No, I'm saying that Trae, to me, is easily Trae Young's floater is one of the best in the league.
Yeah, one of. Jokic
No.
I'm
saying no. I'm not
Jokic
saying
is
Jokic
the best.
I'm not saying Jokic don't have a good floater. I'm
Y'all
saying
got percentage on these?
There probably is percentages, but if I get called a stat guy for getting the percentages,
that's what I'm saying.
If I get called a stat guy for getting the percentages, you're asking for.
Because if we get the percentages, it looks even worse. Like I promise you, it does.
Crazy,
if we get the percentages, it will look worse.
Are you crazy?
It will look worse.
Well, wait a minute, Lo.
Because across the board, the percentages will favor Jokic in almost every conversation.
Y'all think he got a better floater than Steph Curry?
Dale, do you want us to get the percentages, Dale?
I
do.
We get
the percentages. Okay.
Percentages. What are we talking about now?
For a floater,
I'm gonna try and find some floater arguments.
Joker is a bit. Joker is what is Joker? 7 foot?
Who cares? I don't give a damn about a floater. I don't give a damn about a floater.
I don't care about that either.
No one in their right mind, unless they're trying to push some bullshit, is picking Jokic.
I'm not picking Joker over Bryant. I'm not.
I'm sorry.
I don't care.
I don't care. You can say you're blue in the face. I don't believe you. I think you're lying. I think you're full of crap.
Fluent. Stop right there, Fluent. We can do this. Nobody in their right mind in their peak is picking Jokic over Giannis.
Offensively?
I don't care. Whatever.
Oh no, you're stupid then.
You're
definitely. If you hold on, sir. If you're not picking him over offense.
All right, chat. Listen to the amount of stats that are about to be said.
Hold on, sir. Giannis.
What is everyone's beef with stats?
I just want to.
I dig numbers too. I'm a numbers guy. I absolutely dig numbers. No question about that.
They act like Giannis don't offensively control the game just because he don't have the jump shot y'all want, or the fadeaways y'all want, or the floaters y'all want. Giannis control the game offensively and defensively. So his offense, he can score 50 and control the game. He can score 30 and get 20 rebounds with 7 or 8 assists and control the game.
When you look at Giannis as an offensive player, what are you looking at?
Wait, let me answer Dale's questions for a second. When it comes to driving floating bank shots, Jokic is 50%. When it comes to just driving floaters, he's 65%. And when it comes to floating jump shots, he's 76%. And those same three categories is 45, 50, and 38 for Trae Young this year. I'll get Steph Curry, but if we get
I know he brought up Trae Young, but Trae Young is not on Kobe's level, so it's
no. That's what he said.
No. I'm talking about the floater because of the
I understand that he said it, but
that's what he said. That's what he said.
Hey, hold on. And to the dudes in the comment section saying that it's crazy that we saying Giannis over Jokic, I want y'all to understand one thing. Please put me in the tight zone when I say this, Fluent. I want y'all to understand one thing, brother. If y'all go to NBA.com right now, if you go to NBA.com, Giannis Antetokounmpo is leading the league in rebounding. He's top 3 in scoring. He's one of the top 5 defenders in the world. And guess what? I don't know if you looked in that, but he has a better record than the Denver Nuggets.
And it's because of him. It's because of him, Ticket. Don't just say he got a better record, Ticket. Don't just say that he got a better record. It's because of him.
Come on, everybody say stats. Everybody say stats.
Because of him.
He got a better record than Jokic right now, and Middleton been gone half the season and been coming off the bench when he did play. Stop playing with me, man.
Well,
I'm just again, Lo. This is what I'm asking you, Lo. When you look at Giannis, Lo. When you look at Giannis as an offensive player, what are you looking at? What do you see?
I'm looking at somebody who's amazing at playmaking, amazing on rim pressure. Post ups have improved especially in his peak, has improved to where they once were. Jump shot is spotty. Especially this year, for a good portion of the year, was practically not a non-factor beyond like 10 feet. And then a bad free throw shooter and a bad 3-point shooter.
A bad 3-point shooter and a bad free throw shooter. Even though his gravity offensively attracts, just like Joker, in fact, maybe even more, attracts more of the defense. So he basically is setting up Middleton. He's basically setting up Drew Holiday to get open shots. Connaughton. I think Grayson Allen got the easiest job, with the exception of now Kevin Durant going to Phoenix. Connaughton got the easiest job in the NBA. Play defense and make open shots. That's it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to do nothing else.
But Giannis,
so you think that Giannis's offense is on par with Jokic's offense?
No, he do his against a whole wall every night. They build a wall to stop him, bro.
And not only do I feel like that, Lo, the reason why I feel like not only do I feel like that,
I feel like disrespectful thing I've ever heard in my
life. Here's why I feel like the reason why I feel like that, Lo, is because if we move the clock, if we rewind the clock back to the 18-19 season when you guys talked about when Toronto built that wall, well, the reason why they built that wall is because all Giannis did was put his head down and go to the basket, and he realized that he had to improve. And what exactly did he do? He did improve. He got a respectable mid-range jump shot. He did get a respect. Now his passing improved, and the offense opened up even more. Lo, you just looking at the numbers. I watch Giannis when he turns his brain off and just pop. I watch Giannis when he turns his brain off and he'll pop a 14-footer where he's not thinking. I watch Giannis when he goes to the free throw line and his brain is on and he's thinking so much. When he turns his brain off and he just shoots the basketball, he's so much more effective in any other round. So much more effective. And with all of that being said, his offense has improved drastically over the last 4 years. Joker, on the other hand, he's already been a good passer. He was already that, no question about it. He was already a good shooter. But is he that much better than Giannis? No, I don't think so. I think Giannis is the better.
Everything you just said he has a respectable mid-range shooter. Jokic this year might be a top 3 mid-range shooter behind KD and possibly I gotta look at Curry numbers. So you comparing a respectable
Embiid is better. And here's why I'm saying
shout out to Marz. So he's a top 5 mid-range shooter.
And I'm glad you mentioned that.
Comparing a respectable mid-range shooter to a top 5 mid-range shooter.
Right.
Is ridiculous.
No, it's not. And you know why it's not ridiculous? The reason why it's not ridiculous is because his jump shot is respectable, which now opens up his drive game because he's the best driver and finisher at the rim in the game. So when he's got a respectable mid-range game, oh my God, that makes offense not just for him, but for everybody else. Let's
further it.
Giannis' jump shot is respected.
No,
I think his mid-range jump shot is respected.
Hold on, it has to be respected because how is he still damn near leading the league in scoring?
Because he's getting to the basket.
Okay, so he's getting to the
basket. He's not just getting to the rim, guys. That's not what. That's not only what he's doing.
That's bullshit, man.
That's not only what he's doing.
Okay, chill. The teams concede Giannis jump shots.
Are they gonna live with him shooting the jump shot?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes, they
don't respect his shot. Then they don't.
No, that's not true. They have to at least understand the difference between living with it and at least respecting it. Understand? I'm respecting it because I am there. If he's going to shoot that,
there though,
and if he's going to shoot that,
that's just a lie. They're not there. He gets by. He
probably has some of the most open looks
out of all the volume scores. He has literally by far the most open mid range and 3-pointers in the entire out of all the volume scores.
Stop him, low
because he's getting to the basket.
He's not just getting to the rim. He's not just getting to the rim. That's not.
The whole team.
I watched that clip. I watched that Clipper game when he went for what did he go for 51 against them? And why did and the reason why he went for 51, it wasn't just because he was driving to the basket. It was because his brain was turned off and he was knocking down that mid range, right? He was knocking down that
outlier games where he made shots.
So wait a minute.
Those outliers.
So what about that? So what about those stretches where he went for 40 and 50? Those weren't outlier games. He wasn't just driving to the basket.
Him making shots are outliers. He does not make shots. Y'all are just lying for the sake of
lying. There's a reason there's a thing called average. There's a reason there's a thing called averages because he doesn't make shots.
For the season, what does Jokic shoot from the mid-range? Like 49%. Giannis is like 36. I'm sorry, I'll bring in some numbers, dude. It's not. I can't get with you guys on that one. I can't get with you.
And not only that,
Giannis is great, but if you're trying to vouch for the fact he can shoot, like
77% of Giannis's made field goal attempts so far this year are in the restricted area. Restricted.
So at the rim, basically at the rim,
77. So when we are saying that, like he can't just like nobody is though. He's a freak athlete. He uses angles properly. He uses physicality properly. But it's at the rim. I don't know why we're lying to ourselves right now.
And how is he getting to the rim low?
Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
Hold on a second. If the argument is offense, who's the better? Now you opened up a door because I was with you for a minute. But if it's offense, I don't care where he's shooting it from.
Thank you.
Because
I agree with you.
Fluent, that wasn't the argument.
Getting to the rim, shame on them, not shame on me. Of course, I'm going to do what works.
I agree with this.
You're absolutely right. You're right. And if that was an argument that was led with, then I would agree with you. That was it. However, even to counter that argument, if Giannis was somehow as efficient or anywhere near closely efficient as Jokic, I would somehow understand what y'all are saying. But he's just not, though. He's not. He's not.
Hey man, y'all say, hey, my man is
overall offensively, he is though.
This man averages 31.8
spots. He's not.
I'm talking about all the ways.
32 a game.
All the ways that he scores. It don't matter if it's even if we just exclusively talking about Giannis attacking the basket or all the ways he scores. No, Jokic was still is just all around.
This is the problem I have with these dudes, bro. They go out their way to discredit Giannis.
You weren't just saying scoring.
All I said was Giannis can't shoot. Why am I?
I'm about to say
all I said was he can't shoot.
If we go beyond,
Giannis can't shoot. We agree there.
That's all I said.
If we go beyond just scoring, even passing and playmaking just favors Jokic. It just does.
What?
I can't get with that because I can't get with that because of this. And it's similar to the Kobe discussion. Jokic won't put as much pressure on the defense as Kobe or Giannis do, because although Joker is all the things,
that's not true, Lo. As a scorer,
they're not building a wall to stop Jokic. They're not getting foul trouble against Jokic. They are against Giannis. They are against Kobe. They are.
The reason you do all against Giannis is because where he attacks from. If he's attacking from the wing, you have to build a wall because he's starting from the outside in. You can't start from. You can't build a wall when someone's starting at the free throw.
Yo, you guys,
it's not the same way because they don't have the same weaknesses. That's why. But when Jokic gets the ball, in the post, they double him. When Jokic is facing up, they overload one side of the floor. They do that all the time.
With Giannis lacks in the assists because he's averaging 5.5 assists this year too, with 32 points, with 12 rebounds, with playing defense too, which counts.
What does defense have to do?
Defense has nothing to do with it. Defense has zero to do with it.
I know it's an offensive. Hold on, it's an offensive conversation, but
I said defense.
No, it's an offensive conversation. But when you say what does defense have to do with it, if you've played, and this is where I will throw that if you've played, you know how much energy you use on defense. And if you don't play defense, it is a lot easier to play offense.
No, because now that's implying that Jokic doesn't use energy on defense. That doesn't mean he's not using energy because he's one of the most active. He's one of the most active centers on defense in the NBA.
Take it from a guy who doesn't play defense. Take it from a guy who doesn't play defense. I have a lot more energy to cut and move on the offensive end because I rest on defense.
But Jokic doesn't rest on defense, though. That's not true. Whether or not you think he's good on defense, that's irrelevant. But he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He doesn't rest on defense.
No, he doesn't. He's being brought into every pick and roll. Actually, he's probably the most active big in the NBA on defense.
You're saying he chases people around more than Giannis. He's more active than Giannis.
I'm not saying
that's not what I said. What I said was he's not resting on defense. What I said was he's not resting on defense.
He's saying he's resting on defense. He's not resting on defense.
The way these dudes talk,
he's not resting on defense. No.
The way these dudes talk, Nikola Jokic, he walk on water and he turn water into wine. The way these dudes talk.
And what's
I said was he was active on defense.
Influent. Even if we'll say we're wrongfully taxing Giannis because he expends a lot of energy on defense. Fair enough. Even if I gave Giannis 8% boost in his percentages across the board and his true shooting went up, it would still be lower than Jokic. Even if I gave him a boost,
no one's saying he's not a better shooter. No one's saying Jokic is a better shooter. Go ahead, Dale. Go ahead.
The only thing I have with this is because I definitely remember y'all last year calling Giannis a better offensive player than KD.
Oh, but I 1000% walk that take back.
He is, Dale.
Wait. But to listen to
just based on what y'all saying now, based on the stuff y'all saying now, like it's weird that
I can answer that.
You know what I'm saying? So
let me answer.
Skills versus
I just said I walked it out. Can I give Dell credit first? Can I give Dell credit first? Because it took 7 minutes for him to make this about KD. So well done. Go ahead. The 7 minutes.
Go ahead, Lo. As you were saying, Lo.
I saw it in the super chat. That's why.
As you were saying, Lo.
The difference, especially when it comes to Giannis this year in contrast to what he was doing last year. Last year, I think he was like league average of mid-range shooting. This year, he's like 6%.
He was shooting better from the mid-range last year.
That is way better last year. Last year, I would still argue he was a better passer and playmaker than Kevin Durant was. You comparing him to arguably the greatest passer and playmaker in the league right now in Jokic. It's where there's more things that you're getting out of someone else than you're getting out of KD. KD is not the same passer and playmaker as Jokic is. He's just not. So we're comparing him to two different players. And Giannis is so far this season has played worse in terms of his ability to just shoot the basketball. He's worse than what he was last year as well. So
Marz walked it back. Lo, are you walking it back, or do you still have Giannis over KD?
If Giannis was somehow just as impactful and effective with his mid-range shot, with his ability, just scoring in general, if he was more effective and impactful as he was last year, then yes, the argument would still be some. I can understand where he's coming from, but he's not though. And some of that has to do with his
body
injury.
gonna drop right now.
But no.
Now watch how I cook his ass right now. Watch how I cook his ass.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it. His ass right now, Ron. Now check this out. Lo. Once again, when we talk about Jokic, I ask you once again, my brother, who is he playing against? This is important because when you bringing out these type of numbers, brother, we also have to remember again who he's playing against and the competition he's playing against. So you said that he is one of the best passers or playmakers in the game. But I want to ask everybody in the panel something. Outside of LeBron James and maybe Chris Paul, who are the playmakers in this era right now? The true point guard playmakers.
What do you mean true point guard playmakers?
In the league right now, who are the true point guard? Because he make it sound like
what if I say Luka Doncic, Tyrese Halliburton, Trae Young?
Luka,
I'm asking y'all. Listen, this is the reason why I said that, because these two dudes are so disrespectful that they would say that. Well, I don't know if Lo said this, but Marz would say he's a better passer than J Kidd.
Oh, okay.
But in J Kidd's era, J Kidd, he was well renowned as probably the best passer in the game. And look at all of the true playmakers that he was going up against. So we giving Jokic all these accolades. And like I said, the same way I said he don't got no competition at the center. What are the other true playmakers? How many true playmakers are you going against in the league? Because the only ones I know is that probably LeBron James, Chris Paul. Y'all would say Trae Young, but I see him as a shoot first jacket up point guard. Who else?
Luka? Is Luka not a great
tap in, Marz?
Okay,
how many of these true
he has a question for you.
How many of these true point guard playmakers were around in the 2000s?
What?
How many of them?
Okay. Bro,
Kid, Nash, Rondo. Rondo was a bit later, but Rondo was later, but
you said Rondo
was
Rondo was later. He was later, but I just want to ask who were they?
Keep going, Marz. Keep going.
2010s, yes.
Kid, Nash. Who else? I'm asking you.
Point guards?
These true point guard playmakers in the
true point guard playmakers. Oh my god! So Jay, like you just said,
Jason Kidd,
Steve Nash, Steve Francis, Baron Davis, Chauncey
Francis,
true point guard, Steve Francis,
Chauncey Billups. You talking about? You said
Francis is a no.
Playmakers.
Keep going. Chauncey Billups. Keep going.
No. Because if that's
there's no not be.
This true. Okay, so the true point guard label, I was told, there's no way Steve Francis fits that bill.
So hold on, Marz. Let me make sure I'm clear. True point guards, because Steve Francis was a distributor, but I don't think he was in the same category with Steve. I thought you said point guards overall. Okay, so Steve Nash, Steve Nash, like you just said,
in the 2000s.
Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Chauncey Billups, right? Marbury. I mean Marbury.
Y'all just name it.
I'm not gonna lie. What I'm hearing with Stephon Marbury, Baron Davis, Steve.
Wait a minute.
I'm hearing.
Let me make sure that
I'm hearing score first guards who can pass. That's what I'm hearing.
I just want to make sure
because if we say Trae Young, because Trae Young would be applicable then.
Since Lowe was on the numbers, since Lowe was on the numbers, just so you know, when Marbury retired, I think he's on the 3 point guards in NBA history to average 20 and 8 for his career. for his career.
Marbury was a score first point guard you could pass.
I did a thing of looking this up real quick. We had Andre Miller.
Okay,
we had
Miller's another good one.
Yeah, Darren Williams.
Chris Paul.
We had Chauncey Billups.
Chris Paul.
We had Gary Payton.
That's not in the 2000s.
Tony Parker. No,
Chris Paul.
Tony Parker is also not a true.
Hold on, are we going late 90s or are we just saying 2000?
We're saying 2000.
Okay, Chris Paul.
Tony Parker, Chris Paul, right? We also had Jay Kidd, like we said. We also had Steve Nash. Hold on, that's more. We also had Sam Cassell. Let's keep going. Right? Man. Hold on. You also had.
I think D. Will was passed first. No,
he said.
Yeah, Darren Williams is. Yeah, he said D. Will.
I got 5 seconds for PC Kids. So hold on, real quick. Better offensive player at their peak. Okay. Better offensive player at their peak. Nikola Jokic or Kobe?
Kobe.
Okay, thank you. Anything you want. Anything you want. We're going to the store. You're getting it. Let's go.
He just said it. Don't cut him off. What are you saying?
No, he's trying to.
Jokic isn't even in his peak yet.
That's right. Go get up.
Oh wow! If he's not in his
there's
peak,
another level.
There's another level that Jokic can hit. Boy, it's gonna be nasty, then, boy. Woo,
he wants to see more. That's his way of saying he needs to see more. He needs to see more.
That's what I said. That I'm being killed for it.
No, I'm with you, Marz. I'm with you, Marz. We need to see more. We need to see more.
No, let's keep going, Lo. Let's keep going.
PC Kids coming soon.
Hey, he said Darren Williams. That's true, right? Darren Williams had to be on there. Also, you can go to Chauncey. We said Chauncey, right? We said Tony Parker. Hold on. We said Tony Parker. We said Jay Kidd. We said Steve Nash. Hold on. We said Steve Nash. We said Chris Paul, right? Also, you got let's see, in the early 2000s, man.
Why you ain't love it, Lo? Why you shaking your head when he said Chris Paul?
Because
Chris Paul showed up in 2006.
I know, but I wouldn't consider him.
Yeah, we're talking about doing it.
Damn,
you would consider him what?
Doing?
Ron, what are you doing?
I would consider him more of a 2010s player, but I guess.
Who a 2000? Who he said 2010 player?
I would consider Chris Paul more of a 2010.
No, Chris Paul was natural when he came in the league, bro.
I'm not saying he wasn't, but I would just consider him a 2010 player. Whatever.
I don't know if you
are you taking into account, Lo, too, the again, I always ask you because you bring it up when you want it to, but then you don't when you don't. Are you bringing up the pace of the game? You know, because it's so much faster now. They get what is it like 99 versus back then 92? Are you accounting for that when you look at the openness of the court, the rule change? Are you accounting for all of those things?
I accounted for, and yes, I am. In terms of Jokic, he doesn't. If Jokic was like ball dominant, he was just dominating the ball excessively. Then yeah, I would have to like tax him.
Doesn't he do that though, Lo? He's not a ball dominant guy. No.
In terms of everyone that you would consider ball dominant, he handles the ball. He handles the ball.
I don't think he's ball dominant.
It's not even close. Like it's not even close. Out of all the volume scores, out of all the players who average like 8, 9, 10 assists, he holds the ball fewer than everybody else.
He has a lot of touches, but he doesn't.
He gets off the peel.
Yeah, he doesn't hold the ball.
There is a difference. There's a difference.
Okay, I guess,
and dominating the basketball. There's a difference.
In terms of pace. Yeah, I think what correlates to him now, I don't even think it's a pace. I think more so has to do with the style of play at that time. I don't think that Jokic will be averaging 10 assists, but my argument isn't really off of averages. It's more so based off of what I'm witnessing you doing. So even last year and the year before that, he wasn't averaging 10 assists, but I still thought he was an amazing passer. I still thought he was an amazing playmaker. And it's not contingent on him averaging 10 assists. It's just not.
Right. Okay,
I know this isn't time, this is touches, but you know that Jokic like leads the league in touches like by far over anybody else, right?
And what is the time?
It's not. I'm looking up the time right now, but
here's the thing, though, Tone. Even if I'm touching the ball, the ball could be a hot potato. It could be touching somebody else. It's not just really. It's not really just because I'm touching the ball that I'm dominating the ball. Like when Luka gets the ball, Luka dominates the basketball.
Yeah, I know. He just stands and dribbles.
Let me help you out, Fluent. He doesn't lead them by a wide margin. It's Jokic leads at touches. Then it's Tyrese, Harden, Luka, LaMelo, Dame, Brunson, Van Vliet, and then Sabonis. Then when it comes to time of possessions, like when they touch it, how long they actually handle it, or even just average seconds per touch. For Luka, time possession is 4.5 in terms of minutes. Then it's Tyrese at 7.4. Then it's Harden at 8.5. Then it's Luka at 9.6. Then it's LaMelo at 7.4. Dame at 7.4. Brunson at 8.5. He's like half in contrast to everyone else.
I got hold on. Where is he? Hold on. That other than Luka, give me the volume scorers that you said.
Volume scores. Giannis is 5.5. Dame is 7.4. LeBron is 5.8. Curry is also 5.8, and Curry's also not somebody who dominates the ball like that.
That's because that offense is different in Golden State. That offense is a lot of ball moving.
Shea is 6.6, so it's still lower than Luka.
Yeah, hey, Lo, let me ask you and Marz one question.
Thank you.
Since y'all said it
Thanks
about
looking that up, Lo.
Let me ask y'all this question. Hey, hold on 1 second, Fluent, because I know y'all gonna have some hell about this one. Let me ask you this question: do y'all think Jokic, since y'all say he has a better offensive peak than Kobe, do you and Marz think Jokic has a better offensive peak than Michael Jordan?
No, and I also said I need to see the playoffs before I commit to saying Jokic has a higher offensive peak than Kobe. I said.
Did he have a higher?
Marz hasn't committed to.
Yeah, I've said that a million times.
He was defending Low before Low got here because he was. I told him he had to because he was on the show.
Did Joker have a better offensive peak than James Harden?
Yes.
Will Chamberlain? Will Chamberlain?
No comment.
We'll pass on
that. Will Chamberlain? No. Did he ever? You better not say it, Lo. You better not say it.
I'm not that right there would have to be a massive adjustments off of which call.
Hey, chill.
Oh, I'm saying no. I would say Jokic have a better offensive peak than Will. Yes.
Better offensive peak. How about better offensive peak than I'll just throw out a couple.
He said yes.
LeBron.
Magic, no. LeBron, no.
No. You said he had a better offensive peak than Will.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He only scored 50 points a game. He didn't. Come on.
I don't even think it's close.
Hey, hold on, Fluent.
Hey, Ticket. These dudes just try to be funny.
Fluent. Hold on.
I think y'all trying to be funny. Comparing Giannis offensively to Jokic.
There's no way.
Because that's
hilarious.
They don't use the level of competition that Jokic plays against. But Fluent, I want to say this to you. This boy is on. This boy is on drugs. Hold on.
Who was Wilt's comp?
The greatest center of all time.
Are you serious, and he struggled every time. He struggled every time against him.
Hold on. I'm gonna put you.
I mean, no. In contrast to what he would do, yes, he did. He would.
Will Chamberlain averages last year in his first year. He averaged 37.6, 38.4. 50.4, 44.8, 36.8, 38.9.
Ticket, them numbers ain't made up neither, Ticket. Just so you know, you ain't making them numbers up.
Is better than that.
Yes, in a league that's running at an astronomical pace, where the lane isn't as wide as it is now, where they can just stand in the middle of the paint as long as they want to, against sensors that were primarily like 5 inches shorter than him.
Yes. Now we're gonna talk about the competition, right?
You brought up competition, so now all of a sudden it don't matter. It don't matter. Comp don't matter.
Same thing with Kobe. You ignored that.
You never really gave me a chance to answer it. If I had to answer it in terms of 2000s, especially also let me answer this so I know which years of comp for Jokic we're referring to. What is Kobe's offensive peak? I agree with Chill. It's not really the years where he was just putting up 35. But what was for you, Ticket? What is Kobe's offensive peak?
I would say those 3 years. Like I said, I think his offensive peak was those 3 years that he won the chips with Shaq. And the reason why I say that is because of this. Is because I think that those were his. Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Because if you look at his numbers when Shaq was not playing in those seasons, his numbers was right around 30-something per game. Now, and I want you to think about this. I think that Kobe Bryant was at his absolute best those first 3 years with Shaq. I think he was better than what I just think that the only reason why we don't say that is because he was with Shaq. But I still think he was at the same. Hold on, the same way I think Kyrie Irving was at his best with LeBron James. But we didn't see that offensively because he was playing beside a player so great as LeBron James. But when you see him when Kyrie Irving got to the finals, then it was time to put down. He out here putting up 40 balls back to back in the NBA Finals. So it wasn't like he couldn't do it. It was just paused because he was playing with greatness. That's the same thing that happened with Shaq.
Does anybody in here believes that Kobe's best offensive seasons are 2001 and 2002? Except for Ticket.
Y'all ain't got to think that. It's cool. Like I said before, if you took Shaq off that team, what you think Kobe doing those years? Those years they won the chip, those 3 years, what you think Kobe doing?
I don't think he's doing what he did in
so let me say
07, 8, and 9.
Let me say this to you. Shaq missed almost 15 straight games. What was Kobe's stats those games he missed?
You're talking about 2003.
40, 42, 48.
What year is that?
You're talking about 2003, the year they didn't win a chip.
You said what?
You're talking about 2003, the year they didn't win, which is a year that you didn't
include.
include.
He had more 40s in the liquor store?
Yeah, that's the year, but that's the year they didn't win. So that's not part of your argument.
Okay, time out. Even with my argument, if you go back and look at 3 years he won, 2 of those years, one of those years he averaged 31.8. The other year he averaged almost 31, and the other year he averaged 29.
What year are you talking about?
I think he's talking about when Shaq missed games.
Shaq didn't play. That's what he was averaging those years. Only thing I'm saying is this: his average went up, and we got to remember this. This is one thing y'all forgetting. In that era, and they can vouch for me, sometimes the final scores were 101 to 96, 102 to 98. So if you're averaging 25 a game in that era, that is almost like you're averaging 32 a game in this era, 33 in this era. So we have to make sure that we update our minds. All I'm saying, so if Kobe wasn't playing with Shaq in those years, to me, those were Kobe's real coming out prime years. Because if you watch the games, if you watch Kobe against the Sacramento Kings in the playoffs, in the Western Conference Finals, when he was out there torturing everything, if you watched him against the San Antonio Spurs when they were on that three-peat, Kobe Bryant offensively was absolute monster. That's why he was leading most of those series in the West in scoring until they got to the NBA Finals.
That's still, it's just not his best. It's just not his best offensive season.
In my opinion, it is.
2001. After he came back from injury, he just became an lethal force. Not just a lethal scorer, just a lethal force. So those 3 years that you mentioned, you can definitely put into the conversation 2003, 2000. They didn't win their NBA championship in 2003. No,
I'm going to say it can't be 2003.
They didn't win the NBA championship in 2004. In 2004, however, where we don't even give him nearly enough credit for what he was doing that year, considering what he was going through. Going back and forth from Los Angeles to Denver and doing what he was doing and how they ended up in the finals that year. And the fact that I think he was averaging something like 30. I think he was averaging 30 a game that year. 30, I think it was 30 and
03. Y'all keep.
I'm talking about 04. I'm talking about 04.
He's talking about when he averaged 28 that year. He led the team in scoring.
And they went to the finals.
He didn't average 28 though. That's what I'm saying.
What do you average?
In 04, he averaged 24.
No. Okay, that was a year before then.
In 04?
Yes, in 04, he averaged. You're talking about 03. That's the year that me and Marz keep trying to guide y'all through.
Right. I'm not on.
I'm not talking about.
I'm not on 03. I'm not on 03. I'm not.
In 04, he averaged 24.
Right.
It can't be that year.
Right.
05, he averaged 27, 20.
Well, wait a minute. Why can't it be? Why can't it be that year? Cause are we going just off the fact that he?
I'm trying to identify the year y'all talking about. The year I believe y'all are talking about.
I'm talking about 3-peat.
Well, the three.
Hey,
I just.
let me give you
so hard, low, because Kobe's has so many great years.
Fluent, do you believe the 3-peat was Kobe's best offensive years? Fluent. Let's be honest. What is Fluent?
I don't think so at all.
I don't think it was the best offensive years. It might be some of his best basketball though, and that's the problem. We're trying to segment pieces of the game. So no, I don't think it was the best offensive, but it was his best basketball.
Right.
I don't think
you think KD's a better.
No. Let me ask you.
I don't think it is either. But
you think KD's a better offensive player now than he was with the Warriors or with the OKC Thunder?
I think his years with the Warriors is the best version of KD offensively.
Even though he's averaging more now, right?
Yes.
That's my point.
But there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. But there's a lot of things. But there's a lot of other things. There's a lot of things. I'm not mad at 03 Fluent. It's just that he's not making an argument. And in terms of Ticket, there's other things that I can point to that Kevin Durant did in those years with the Golden State Warriors that he didn't do any other years. Like the level of efficiency that he was scoring at was all-time high. His playmaking, I believe, those are some of his best playmaking and passing seasons of his career, especially back comparing it to OKC. So there's other things that he did to make up for the lack of volume in scoring. That's the point.
About Kobe in those 3-peat years.
I just disagree completely.
Get Shaq off. Listen, how many times have we seen Kobe get Shaq off easy in those years, Fluent? How many times was Kobe driving and doing all this and dishing the Shaq like?
No, but see, that's when we're gonna get into conversations that are tricky, because although the overall average might have gone down, we know what he was doing in the fourth quarter. We know what he was doing to close out games. We like, for those of us that watched every second.
Those are things that he did in 08, 09, 2010, 07, 06, 05.
I just think it's hard to justify 2000.
Exactly. So to call some bum, alrighty, I know he's great, who's done it for 2 years better than him, is disrespectful. There we go.
We're talking about
conversation over. Next.
We're specifically talking about the best years. That's it.
All right, fellas. We've talked a lot about Kobe. We've talked a lot about Jokic, but we still have bigger and better things to get on to. I want to talk about All-Star.
Dell's had a question for me.
Go ahead, Dale. Go ahead.
I just want it's simple to keep it nasty. I just want to know. Marz said he's basing Jokic passing better than Jason Kidd through eye test, right? Through the eye test, right? That's what you said. No stats, no nothing, through eye test. Can you show me these passes? Because I don't think for passing the basketball, it like a person on the street could be a better passer, because passing is like a flashiness. That's flashiness and all that stuff. So if you're not using stats or assists or not dimes, but
production.
Yeah, it has to be something.
Dale, are you free? Are you free after the stream?
No, Dale. I think the thing is, I think your eye test is different to my eye test. What you're looking for is the flash and etc. What I'm looking for is how the quality of looks he's creating with those passes. That's what I'm looking for.
Extra pass, like an extra pass, like that.
Sure, whatever the pass is creating, that's what I'm looking for. So I'm not looking for the flash or anything.
He's a better passer, or he's just a smarter IQ basketball player.
To me, I call it better passing. That's what I call it. I call it better passing. If you're creating better looks with your passing,
I think the eye test is so deceptive and subjective, because you have guys like Lowe that say like John Stockton wasn't a great passer when he doesn't realize
I've never said that. I've never ever said that John Stockton was not. I've never. Oh, yeah, Stockton is not a top 10 playmaker, but I've never ever said that Stockton. I've never ever said Stockton was a bad passer.
Oh my God!
Or not a good. I never said he was not a good.
Oh my God! This dude is gonna give me a stroke on how, swear to God.
I've never said that Stockton was not a good passer, like you just said. I've never
said that.
That is kind of crazy, though. That is kind of crazy.
First of all, you're telling me.
I challenge anybody to join me on Twitch.
Let him go off. Let him go off.
Go ahead.
J-Dub, celebrity.
Go join right now. We're live.
But we can't. Y'all don't want to play clips on here. I'll play them on Twitch. I'll do it right now.
Lo, you just told us. That the passes that Stockton makes, any player in the top 5 can do that. Not in the top 10, not in the top 15, but in the top 5, which means at minimum, he is a top 5 distributor. Is that fair?
No.
Why is it not fair?
We said play. I said he's not a top 10 playmaker.
I ain't done.
Playmaker is not the same as passing.
I am not done.
Okay.
Because again, you just said so now we've covered passing. So now let's discuss playmaking. What exactly is playmaking? Playmaking is being able to knock down open shots. So when I knock down open shots, what I do is I drag the defense up to me, like Michael Cooper, for example, who was an all-league defender. Now I'm driving around him and I'm going into the meat and potatoes of the defense where Jabbar is, where AC Green is, right, where Michael Thompson is. And I'm going into the meat and potatoes of the defense and I'm kicking it out to Jeff Malone. And I'm kicking it out to Malone for a 17-footer. I'm kicking it to David Benoit. And I'm dropping it off to Mark Eaton for easy buckets. Those are plays that I'm making for those guys, number one. Number two, when I'm also going to the basket and I'm beating up on Michael Cooper, making plays against him and getting fouls on him. So now guess what he has to do? He has to back off me. And when the process of him backing off me, that means that my shot is open more. So for you to say that he's not one of the better playmakers, that's nuts, because you already just said that he was the top 5 playmakers as a passer, the top 5 passers can make that. So at minimum, he's in the argument to be a top 5 passer. His ability to get to the basket and score and beat up on other players. He's also one of the better playmakers. So how is he not a top 10 playmaker? How?
Because the things you just identified, like you said, him being able to get by defenders, dribble in, penetrate, collapse the defense, and then kick out. He wasn't doing it as often as I think a lot of y'all make it out to be.
Yes,
I watched that game that you told me to watch. Wait.
Keep going.
I'm trying to answer him. I watched that game that he specifically told me to watch. I watched the game. Out of the 20-some assists that he generated, only 2 of them did Stockton actually create the pass or create an opportunity for someone in a half-court set. Only 2. 2 out of 20 assists. Majority of the assists, he was standing at the top of the key, throwing it into the post. He was standing at the top of the key, waiting for the wing to come off of the screen and pass it to the wing, which is fine. But that's not the level of playmaking that you're referring to. It's just not. And in terms of in terms of Fluent, it's part of it, but it's not enough to say that he's a top 5 or top 7 or top 10.
That offense doesn't run as fluently as it does. But he's not doing that.
But it ran.
The reason why it ran that way,
ironically enough, it ran better in the late 90s when he wasn't doing it as often, though. That's ironic, though. And to answer Fluent, I saw the film that Fluent provided on TikTok. Those passes I would not dare call easy passes. Those passes are difficult passes. However, once more, those passes was not what he was doing frequently enough for your argument.
Yes,
I challenge both of you all to join me on Twitch tonight so we can watch him, because the game in which you told me to watch, he wasn't doing that, Fluent. In the game in which you told me to watch, I'm sorry, not Fluent. Chill. The game in which Chill told me to watch, he didn't do it. I then watched several other games. He still wasn't doing it. He did it every now and then. He did it. Sure, I'm not saying
the
1,400.
So the over 1,400 games. So the over 1,200 games that John Stockton played. He was basically just dumping the ball in them alone. That's basically what he was doing.
For majority of
that's essentially what he was doing.
Let me say two things. One, for a guy that played 19 seasons, whatever the hell he played, you can find those types of passes that I provided on TikTok in every single game. He does that multiple times every single game. The other part of it is
in every game, Fluent.
In every single game, I will show you him doing it a couple times. Every single game. Hold on, let me finish.
He didn't do it in that.
And number two, and maybe the most important thing is we're negating the fact that sometimes he did make the easy pass, because you know what? Too many times playmakers don't make the easy pass, can't make the easy pass, and that's actually the smartest basketball play. So to negate it,
can't knock him for making it easy and a good play.
We're not negating
the negative because he was making the easy play. I think is again disrespectful to the game of basketball, because there are guys, a guy that used to be on this show, that would rather bounce it off his elbow and give a pass than make a simple bounce pass for a dunk. And that's stupid. That's not smart basketball. And that wasn't John Stockton. Maybe he was boring, but he was a great playmaker, top 10, no question.
The problem with this dialogue is that everybody is just saying things that I'm not saying. There's never once that I said that it's a bad thing that all he did was make simple passes. But the problem is that we're arguing top 10 passers. All of those passers can make the simple pass. All of them made the simple reads. I'm not comparing him to Russell Westbrook. I'm not comparing him to players who may have missed open passes. We're comparing him to Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Magic Johnson, those caliber of players. Those caliber.
He's in with them.
Oh, we lost him.
See, the cops went and got him for his nonsense.
Get low back.
You heard the sirens, and then he's out. That's what happens when you lie on national TV.
Get low back. Ron, as you were saying.
All right, Ron.
Steve Nash is a better player.
What's wrong with that boy, man?
So the point I'm making, there has to be a difference. There has to be a separator. And the separator isn't the simple. He made more simple passes because all of them made the simple pass. All of them made the correct read. All of them made the right decisions. That's what puts them in the conversation to begin with. So there has to be a separator. It has to be.
And what is the separator? Is the
separator seems like it's production. That's fine. In my opinion, in every other conversation we have, that could be a separator, but it's not as much as a separator as such as the level of difficulty that comes along with a certain pass that is made. To me, the level of difficulty would be a much bigger separator, or the amount of skill that is displayed on the pass would be a much bigger separator than the production.
Lo, we would like to know the 10 better, Lo.
Yeah, who did you have ranked over him, Lo?
As a playmaker?
Yeah.
You said 10 people.
I think
hear
Magic is a better playmaker. I think Chris Paul is a better playmaker. Jason Kidd, Steve Nash is a better playmaker. I think Isaiah Thomas is a better playmaker. I think LeBron is a better playmaker. I think Larry Bird is a better playmaker. I think Jokic is a better playmaker. I think what's my man in the Yes, I think Larry Bird is a better playmaker than him.
Jokic.
Yes.
Keep going. Finish your 10.
Yes.
Finish your 10.
I think what's my man in the 2000s? I'm drawing a blank on the last two names. Because I've said these several times.
In the 2000s, did he play on a championship team? Did he play on a playoff team?
Now,
huh, Lo? You always get on.
He's trying to find somebody to reach for.
Ain't so fun when the rabbit.
No.
I'm speaking to computer. You're not
I'm staying with you, Lo. Did he play in the Eastern Conference, Lo? Did he play in the Western Conference?
It's literally too.
Don't look at the computer, Lo.
Doug, get ready to clip this, Doug.
Yo, clip it. Did he play in the Eastern Conference, Lo? Did he play in the Western Conference?
I think Luka's a better playmaker.
Lo, did he even play in the NBA?
I think Luka's a better playmaker as well.
Okay, 9. That's 9 right there.
And I'm forgetting. I'm blanking on
it. You said in the 2000s, Lo, did he play in the Eastern Conference? Did he play in Boston? Did he play in Toronto? Did he play in Jersey? Did he play in Milwaukee? Did he play in Cleveland? Did he play in Indiana? Right? Did he play in Chicago? Did he play in Milwaukee? Did he play in?
Give him a second.
Did he play?
I'm about to say, God damn, he's throwing the whole what you call at me? Jeez.
Orlando.
No, he didn't play on Orlando.
Atlanta.
That'd be Jameer Nelson and Jeff.
Miami.
You're saying in the 2000s.
In the
2000s,
yeah.
Charlotte.
Did he play in America, Lo?
East or in America? Yes. East or West? East or West Conference?
No. It's not. No, it's not. Jesus.
Chat,
give me a second.
Who's Lo thinking of? Chat, please help Lo.
Is it Penny Hardaway? The chat's chiming in.
This is the
D Wade.
Hey, Ron.
Well, to be honest with you, I think.
Is it white chocolate?
No. It's hard when you ain't got the notes right.
No.
Hey,
is it Rajon Rondo?
Hey,
this like a.
They be getting mad at me.
Hey, L-Host. L-Host. There's like 12,000 super chats. L-Host.
This like being in the middle of a battle. It's like
another way. I think from what I watch, I think Tiny Archibald's a better playmaker.
Tiny Archibald's a better playmaker.
I think Oscar Robertson was a better playmaker.
We already said Oscar Robertson.
I did not.
Yes, you did. It was the third one you said. You cannot use
Oscar Robertson. This is like being in a battle, and I gotta stop and go check my rhymes. Hold on, I gotta go back over my rhymes.
Let me check my notebook.
No, I rather just be correct and wrong. That like
I can get with that, Lo.
A lot of times,
but you wow for that. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry if I interrupt.
I'd rather just be right than wrong. That's all.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and dive into a couple super chats.
Last one.
I just named. I said Tiny Archibald. I just said Tiny Archibald.
Tiny Archibald is a better playmaker than John.
And where you got Russell Westbrook at?
He turns the ball over way too often for me to put him in that conversation.
Oh, but most of those guys you talk about turning the ball over a lot too, Lo.
Yeah, a lot of them turn the ball over primarily because of scoring, not because of making just simply bad passes. Though Westbrook turns the ball over a lot because of bad passes.
So LeBron doesn't turn the ball over a lot because of passing.
He does, but not to the degree of Westbrook. Westbrook is like historic. He's historically like a high turnover machine. Same with like James.
Well, you put Isaiah Thomas in there, who wasn't quite the scorer, and he's only 0.3 more turnovers per game than Isaiah.
And I think Magic
is only 0.2.
Yeah, but the production that they got based off of their passing also just puts them better. And I think they also generated better looks for other players.
The production that they got, every team before Russell Westbrook got to the Lakers was in the playoffs, and that's because of Russell Westbrook's production.
You're talking production.
We're talking about a playmaker. We're talking about a playmaker. The like what it actually
brought up production.
Who it got to. We're talking about not in terms of wins and losses. I'm talking about production in terms of who they got to, how frequently they're able to get into, the type of different passers, especially a lot when he was playing with Steven Adams. There was a lot of just dump off passes. It wasn't like he was making that many high leverage passes. And when Westbrook tend to make a lot of high leverage passes, it translated into a lot of turnovers. So no, I would not put. You're muted. You're muted, though. You're muted.
What's a high leverage pass?
A high leverage pass is like across the court pass, passing through double teams,
in traffic.
You being able to passing through traffic if there's like a bunch of.
So what he means is a bad pass that you shouldn't make is what he means.
But if you get the pass off though, a difficult pass. If you get the pass off and you actually make the sound, it's a sound pass. You make the pass and the player gets it and. Yeah, no, that's an amazing pass.
Yet the player catching your pass doesn't make it a good pass if you throw it through traffic or through a double team. That's still a bad pass. It's still a bad pass. Just because I shot it from center and it went in doesn't make it a good shot.
Just because you shot from 35 feet and it went in, Tony, does not mean it's a good shot.
That's bad logic.
But if it's translating to an easy look for the player that you pass it to, if I pass it to somebody and then they get it and they're surrounded by 3 or 4 people, you're right. But if I pass it by 2 people and the player who's on the receiving end gets it and he's wide open, then why you consider that a good pass?
No, just because Damian Lillard can knock down a 35-footer does not mean it's a good shot. That's not a good shot. That's not. He's shooting from 35 feet.
It's a good point. Dame Lillard might be open at the logo because he's at the logo. Doesn't make it a good shot. It's not a good shot.
But if he converts the shot above league average, then why would it not be a good shot?
I don't agree with that. For some, it's exceptions. Like Dame Lillard is doing that kind of consistent base.
Fine. Dame Lillard's the exception. So let's take the name out of it.
But if it's Trae Young,
average NBA player,
no, it's not a good shot. For Trae Young.
What makes you not average is the ability to make those things
exactly
more than most people.
No, but he's giving credit. He's giving credit to guys for saying, well, if he makes a pass through a double team, I'm going to give him a bonus,
right?
Because the other player caught it. Well. But then I'm going to knock Russell because the other player didn't catch it and he dropped it.
No, I think no, it's not.
Which is the same pass, by the way.
Which is the same pass.
I never said that I'm knocking Russ because the guy it hit his hands and it fell out. Russ will pass the ball and it won't hit the mark. Russ will pass the ball and it'll go out of bounds. Russ will pass the ball and it'll fall short, or another player will be able to read him because he's looking for the man over and over again instead of just knowing where the defense is going to come and making the pass before the defense rotates properly. That's why I'm knocking Russ, not because it hits his hands and then it turns into it's a turnover. That's not how Russell. Hey man, y'all believe? Hey, tonight after the stream, I invite anyone who wants to come with me on Twitch. If y'all just tell me a game to watch at Stockton, I'm willing to change my mind. Every time I've done this, though, it's been further proof that Stockton does not make the passes that y'all claim that he does. I do appreciate what Fluent did when he showed me those passes. I would argue those are very difficult passes. I just don't believe that happened on a game-to-game basis, or at least not 2 to 3 times, as Fluent is saying that it happened every game. I do not believe it happened every game. As a matter of fact, I don't think it happened for every game for everyone, but to say that it happened every game, I think is a bit hyperbolic. But if you're going to say it happened every game, I guess.
I'll say I saw a couple of those passes every single game I watched, which I'm going to guess, I don't know for sure, are more games of the Jazz than you watched, and that's only because Mrs. Fluent is a Jazz fan, and I had to sit and watch that shit. So I'm going to say that it's probably more.
Mm-hmm. As you were saying, Ron.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and keep it jumping to some of these super chats. And then we also got to do our power rankings.
Are you in Mexico too? Because your internet stinks.
And I want to hear about All-Star Weekend from you guys too. Nah, I'm in Canada.
Oh, that's why it stinks.
Y'all can hear me?
What coast? What coast? Where are you? You better not be close to me, bro.
Am I?
No, you're not. You're not good. No, you're not good.
Turn your camera off, Ron. Turn your camera off.
Ron,
you like Tupac, boy. You get around.
There you go.
That boy like Tupac Shakur. That boy get around.
Yo, that's better.
That's better. Now we can hear you. Now we can hear you.
All right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start flashing some of these super chats. I want to hear about All-Star Weekend too, and we will do our power rankings. But before we do that, let's go ahead and read some of these super chats. Mono below, he said, "Why do people like Chilltown use the quote unquote, he exceeded expectations. High school LeBron media talk into the equation on who is a better basketball player all time. Last I checked, it's all about those 48 minutes being played on the hardwood.
It is about those 48 minutes being played on the hardwood, and he exceeded expectations on those 48 minutes. Nobody expected him to be as good as he was. Nobody expected him to do the things that he did in the course of his career from coming out of high school. Nobody expected that. So I'm not just going off. No,
the king, the chosen one. We didn't expect him to be great.
Not this good, Tone. No, not.
Come on,
it's a difference.
Long.
It's a difference between being great. It's a difference between being great and being in a conversation as the best to ever do it. Those things are two different things.
So we're calling someone who we didn't expect to be great the chosen one. I disagree. I think maybe not this long, but yes, we expected him to be this good.
We expected him to be great, the chosen one, the next great one. Did we expect him to be the best ever? No.
Yeah, because he's not.
I didn't.
I think if you call someone the chosen one,
all right, y'all. On to the next.
The one.
Go ahead, Dale.
I said if you call the chosen one, is meant to be the one, and he is in the argument to some to be the one.
There you go.
All right, y'all. Drink More Water said, Giannis on a hypothetical one-on-one contest. There's no one-on-one in my world. There's me playing against 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys. One-on-one isn't my thing. It's impossible. Thoughts on this?
That's true. He gonna play against the wall every single night. Ain't nobody playing that man.
I hate the one-on-one.
I hated this answer, but I got where he was trying to go with it, but I hated that answer. There wasn't asking him one-on-one in the game. There was asking him about the one-on-one tournament, king of the court style, that if the all-star people bring it up.
Which they never will.
The answer in a team landscape, I hated that answer, but he's right when it comes to 5-on-5 and the wall and everything they build. They would just ask him how would he feel one-on-one if they put a tournament there, and this was his answer. But for that question, like, he tried to, both.
It might be in a language barrier. Maybe he didn't understand.
Nah. He speaks very good English.
Man, Giannis understand. You see what he just patented? freaky something. He just got a patent.
How does that? Why him patent that makes that he understands?
Nah, because to understand words like that he patented something like
he might not. Anyways, and let's put an end to that one-on-one. There will be no one-on-one tournament with anyone you want to watch in the NBA All-Star game.
Even if there was, then nobody would join.
Nobody.
As I said, no one that you'd want to watch would be in.
KD is not getting in a one-on-one tournament.
Hell no.
KD's trying to push to get Melo over there now.
Yeah. To Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he does too.
They already got Terrence Ross. What more do they need? All right.
Nah, we're not doing Melo like that, please.
Shout out T-Ross.
I'm not here for the Melo slander. I'm not doing that.
Facts.
Melo averaged 14 points last year and 4 rebounds, and then no team think he
That's
can't
better
play
than 50% of the NBA, brother.
The defense.
In less than 20 minutes, by the way, too.
Hold on. Doesn't matter. No. Fluent. I want to say something. Because it needs to be said while you're on this big stage. That is the biggest crime known to mankind. They asked a man to adjust his game.
He did.
The man who played away his whole career adjusted his game, right or wrong, Fluent. He adjusted his game. He wasn't a locker room problem. And we got dudes still coming out here taking a dump on the cat. It's sad, bro. And listen, he's better than 60% of the league. You got bums like Mike Muscala getting jobs. He's a walking.
So why isn't he on a roster?
Because,
I have no idea, and I don't care. Because of Melo on the Lakers this year would have did more than Patrick Beverley did.
Why isn't he in the league?
Because of what? Because of what guys like you are
doing. That's what I
get
mad at.
Yes, you. By not putting respect on his name and on what he's doing now, or what he did the last time you saw him, because he was one of the only bright spots for the Lakers. Let's be honest.
I don't feel that he was.
I'm about to say what?
I feel like when they did him no favors. Look, I don't even put the blame on him. They did him no favors, but when the ball went into Carmelo, he was like a black hole, dude.
So that's who he is, though. That's who he is. Though. He's buckets. That's who he is. And so what? Not only that,
but he wasn't like that last year, though. Fluent.
Even if that's true, though, so what? What team in it? What playoff team can't What playoff team?
Black hole?
Need, no, not a black hole, Tone. That's not the same thing.
That's what he is. You said that.
I didn't say that.
What playoff team in the NBA can't use 14 a game off the bench? What playoff team can't use that?
If it comes at bad, if it comes at bad defense, then there's a lot of
Andy Reid. Time out. All these dudes in the league playing.
Why you keep saying it comes at bad defense? Because last night,
it does. It comes with bad defense. What are you
all of them. Time out. Every last dude in the league that's coming off these benches is playing bad D pretty much.
Oh, he's playing worse. He's playing worse.
Listen,
Low, can I ask you a question? Hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Worse defense. That's all.
Cut it out, Lo.
Hold on, Lo. Let's say Melo's on the Boston Celtics for 17, 18 minutes, right? Hold on. So Lou Williams, Lou Williams. Hold
on. Go ahead, Dale. Go ahead.
Let's say Melo.
Hold up, Ticket. Let Dale get this question off.
Damn, you late.
You're late, Ron.
You're late.
The Boston Celtics, the Warriors, whoever Melo's on, he's playing 16 minutes a game, averaging 13 points, right? 20 minutes a game, 22 minutes. You think they won't pick him up because of their defense? That's why they're not doing it?
I'm asking you, why are they picking him up?
Why they pick up Michael Scott?
Wait, Ticket. So
he's not going to play 16 minutes though. When they get in the playoffs,
why have him on the team?
Oh, I agree. Michael Scott's going to play 20 minutes.
No, I'm talking about Melo.
Oh, that's even worse.
So I don't know what he's talking about. So why is it when y'all say like why when Ticket brings up Jokic on defense and him not doing nothing at all, what's the comparison?
Because Jokic brings way more than just a spot up shooter. Because that's
Melo production in those 16 minutes cannot help a playoff team because his defense is that bad.
Where are you getting the 16 minutes from?
He just saying.
Somebody said he averaged
the last 2 seasons he played 26, 25 minutes averaging 13 a game.
Somebody just said he just said he averaged under 22. That's why I'm saying that.
No, he did not.
Okay, so Melo for 25
last year he played 26 minutes a game.
Listen, Melo for 25 minutes on a playoff team, right? I'll take 25 minutes. His production, his defense is that bad that 14 points won't help him.
Yes.
So hold on.
Especially depending on who they have to take off the floor to then give him the 25 minutes.
Juan Hot Tamale.
And where is he at right now? Where he at? Ticket.
Ask you a question. No.
Ticket. Where he at? Ticket. Where he at?
For the Lakers, bro. He was starting games for the Lakers, bro.
Where he at now, though?
Hold on. I don't have to just stop right there, bro. Every dude that's on the Atlanta Hawks bench, they're better defensively than Carmelo.
Not
every dude that's on the bench. Every dude that's on the bench for the OKC Thunder, they're better than Carmelo Anthony.
Will he want to go there? Would he want to go there?
Is he going to go to a team?
Will he go to OKC?
We can go to Contenders. Every dude on the Golden State Warriors bench is playing D.
Golden State isn't a contender right now.
I said the Warriors.
They're not.
No, the Warriors aren't a contender.
No, man. As long as Steph Curry get healthy, them boys are contenders.
They're not contenders right now. They're not contenders today. So tell me a team that's a contender. Tell me a team that's a contender that needs a guy to go in and play 25 minutes and go 4 for 10 from the field.
Miami. And not 0 for 10 because he shoots damn near 40 for the 3 for the last few years.
Yeah, and he's still 4 for 10. He shoots 44%.
No, I'm saying from the 3.
Yeah, he's 37% from 3 last year and 44% from the field.
No, I'm saying for the last few years though, he had better numbers than from the 3.
Man, even last year.
How many minutes does Marcus Morris play for the Clippers?
Come on, bro. Bro, these dudes is sad.
Marcus Morris plays a different style of game. He brings
what game does he play?
He plays dirty work. He plays defense. You think Carmelo's diving for a loose ball? Have you ever seen Carmelo dive for a loose ball?
Yes.
Listen.
Now you lying.
Then I'll stop talking.
He played better defense than Melo. I mean, I don't know.
I'll stop. I said Marcus.
Again, I go back to this.
Nobody said he was.
I go back to this. Why?
When are we talking about Carmelo?
Is that useful?
Why are we talking?
Hold on. If he's that useful, because Carmelo's strength is his offense, and if you bring on a guy who now that part of his game isn't really there as it was before, right? Hold on. And he's not going to play defense. He's not going to do any dirty work. He's going to play 20 minutes. Hold on. Let me finish. To score 13 points, a guy that's known for his offense, teams are going to shy away from a guy who is not going to pass the ball, is going to stall our motion offense because when he gets the ball stops. So
that's not true.
Contenders, it is
not true. No, that's not
true.
It is.
Because we got
Melo wasn't that guy last year, though. He wasn't that guy last year.
You said, hold on. You said the Warriors. The Warriors just share the ball more than any other team. It gets
Melo, but the guy you're comparing Melo's prime to what. We're talking about Carmelo Anthony last year on the Lakers. Catch and shoot, quick move. He wasn't holding the ball.
The last 4 years.
I'm talking about you're comparing Melo on Denver.
That's what Tone looking at a ball stopper.
That's not what we're
That's what
talking
you're looking
about.
at. We're looking at a ball stopper.
You think he wasn't last year on the Lakers?
No.
Because I saw the ball going to him in the post, and then no one ever saw it again. Yeah.
Man, come on, man. Cut this out, man.
Oh, no.
The ball went to him in the post, and it stopped.
Trust
me. If he was the guy, hold on. If he was the guy that you guys are talking about, the guy that would play his role, catch and shoot, one quick move.
That's what he was doing last year in Portland.
He was doing that last year in
the league.
He did that in Portland.
I'm not talking about Portland. I'm talking about LA. I'm talking about LA. Then he would be in the league. He's not.
He did that in Portland and LA.
So Fluent.
No one gave me one good answer. Give me one good answer. Why isn't he in the league then?
Let me say this to you, Fluent. Half the guys
people like you.
Answer the question.
Half the
people like you.
Facts. People like you.
The same GMs see the same
Good. I hope I get the job then. Good. I'd be a good GM. Damn it.
That's sad, bro. Hey, Fluent. You tell me right now, and go scope every bench in the NBA that's a contender. You tell me for the last 4 years, 5 years since he went to Houston or Portland, excuse me, last 3 years, he went to Houston and gave you 15.4 on 38 from the three.
He got jerked in that Houston too, by the way.
He gave you 13.4 on 40 from the three. And then last year he got 37 from the three. He gave you 13.3, right? But listen, now think about this. I like Pat Bev, but we are recycling dudes like him. Y'all say Pat Bev washed up now defensively, but he's still getting a contract.
I agree. I don't think he should be in the league either.
So let me say this. Hold on. So let me say this. So I dare you to do this, Fluent. Go down and look down, because all y'all want to do is point out Carmelo's weaknesses and say defense and all that other stuff. Go look at half of all these rosters on the bench. These dudes is scrubs, bro.
I'm not debating that. I'm not debating that. I'm saying that I think that people look at Carmelo and they see what he was, and they take that into account, and they see a guy that maybe only wants to play on a contender and wants to play a certain role, and they don't. That's it.
I don't think. And in the minutes he gave you last year, he's giving you 4.5 rebounds in 26 minutes off the bench.
I don't think Melo is on a contending team, bro. I just don't see it. Especially 25 minutes a game. Heavens no.
Okay, so
all right, here we go. Hey, at the end of the day, hold on. At the end of the day, you three agree. At the end of the day, you three agree.
George Niang.
Hold on. You three agree, and me. Hold on. You three agree, and me and 30 GMs agree. So we outnumber you.
Say that again.
Now let's get to the super chat.
Say that again, Dale. So Niang.
Now we get into the super chats.
Niang doesn't play 25 minutes.
Right, but I'm going to give you a super chat. I said it could diminish. His minutes could diminish. He could go to 16, and he'll be fine with that on a contender.
Okay. You know personally, he'll be good 50 minutes a game, scoring 8 points a game. I don't think he would.
Comparing Melo to stuff y'all never. No, I never heard no one say Melo's a bad locker room guy.
I'm not saying he's a bad locker room guy either. I'm not saying that either. All I'm saying is this.
Is he 15 minutes a game? That's what we're saying.
Is Melo going to come? Hold on. Is Melo going to come? Is Melo going to come for the league minimum to play 13 minutes? Hold on. Let me finish my scenario. Come on the league minimum to play 13 minutes a game and score 8 points a game to take 10 shots. Is that you going to do that? Yeah, then maybe someone will sign him. I don't think he said he's open to that.
Because his production is gonna. I think he'll end up starting at 13 and finishing at 19. I really do.
Facts. And one thing you underestimate, Melo's the type of dude he can get hot in the playoffs. He can give you a game where he goes out there and gives you 27, 28 a game. You need it. So you're not
going to get that out of the minutes that he's playing, though.
That's not true, bro. Listen, if Lou Williams played that long in the league, he don't play no D. He played that long strictly to get buckets. And I didn't hear nobody complain about Lou Williams, bro. Nobody complained about players like that. But y'all complain about Carmelo?
Because I think Lou Williams, especially as he got older, also wouldn't. Well, he's not in the league right now.
You know, it's so funny to me though, Ticket, because with every other player, Does it equate to wins? And with Carmelo, it never has equated to wins. Why?
Hold on. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there. So let's be honest.
He never equated to
wins. Hold on, because I'm gonna destroy his ass.
He does. He does.
He does bring that up.
He always brings up championship. He got none.
Now this guy right here is doing all this talking, right? Now, once again, we in an era where dudes have been teaming up, stacking the deck, and putting super teams together, right? Melo didn't do that. He went to the Knicks when he could have went and formed a super team with LeBron James, but he didn't want to do that. He wanted to be competitive and go against them dudes, right? These are facts. We kill these dudes like Dame. We kill these dudes like Melo, all these dudes, right? Who stay with their teams for a long time or stay on bad teams trying to help pull them up. But we praise dudes who stack the deck and lose 6 NBA finals.
That's not me. That's not me.
What is that? What is that? What does that got to do with him not even making the playoffs?
We got to move on. Hold on. We have a lot. Hold on. We have a power ranking. We have an all-star top. Hold on. We have power ranking, all-star, and we have about 75,000 super chats. So hold on. Ron. Pull up the power rankings. Ron, if you're there, pull up the power ranking. Here we go. All right. We're doing an all-star break power rankings. I don't know how we're going to do this, but let's start. We're going to start with one. I'm going to start with right at the top. I see Chill. So 1, who's the number 1 ranked team?
I'm gonna be right back.
All right, coming out of the all-star break, we got the power rankings. All-star break power rankings.
The best team in the NBA right now is the Boston Celtics.
In the NBA right now, go.
The Boston Celtics.
Anybody? No, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that. All right, we'll go.
I would say, is that you typing that right now, Chill? No, that's not you.
It's me.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
All right, ticket number 2. So if the Celtics are 1, who's the number 2 power ranking NBA team right now?
Carmelo Anthony.
Oh my god!
All right, so type in there, Ron, free agent. Never played his last game in the NBA.
The Bucks, man.
The Bucks.
Hey, Fluent, you sad, bro? You sad, man? You sad, bro?
He's made enough money. Let a young kid get paid. Number
that is a fact too. Jesus.
Number 3. Where is Ron, dude? Do I need to pull this up, Ron?
There you go.
All right, Ron. Let's go. But all right, Bucks and Carmelo.
For 3 for me. Yeah. Man, after the trade deadline, it's a close between Phoenix and Denver, but I'll lean on Phoenix. I'll
take Denver.
All right, so Lowe's got the Suns at 3. Marz jumps right in, and he's got the Nuggets at number 5. Maybe they should re-sign Carmelo. He can help them.
Oh God, Jesus!
Yeah. He'll
not
help
on that team.
Underachiever Jokic. He'll help that big underachiever.
Not that team. Well, I mean, Carmelo,
Yeah, Carmelo can lead. Carmelo can take the Nuggets to an NBA championship like he never did it for himself. Next up, we got Marz. We got Marz.
No, he did not.
To the conference finals.
Jokic been to the conference finals.
He got more games than Jokic.
Chill. Who you got?
He ain't got as many MVPs, right?
Who you got at number 5? So far, we got the Celtics, the Bucks, the Suns, and the Nuggets. Who you got at number 5?
Memphis.
Wow.
That surprise anybody?
It does me.
Yeah, it surprises me.
Especially that half-court offense. That definitely surprised me, boy.
All right. Ticket is back to you. Who you got at 6?
Put it on the board again, Ron.
I forgot. No, it don't surprise me that Chill picked that. Never mind.
I'm surprised. I'd put them there. I'm surprised Chill had them there. I thought you had them lower.
Man, all honesty, man, you gotta go with the strippers, man.
All right, the San Diego Paperclips.
And that's why Chill didn't pick him, because he don't believe in the Clippers.
I don't.
Nor does he believe in the next team that is up, which is the Philadelphia 76ers.
I don't.
That's the reason why he picked.
That's why.
Okay.
The 76ers. So at number 7, Ron, we got the 76ers. We're gonna do that once we get to the top 10. We'll see if anyone thinks any of these are crazy. Number 8, Marz.
It's between Dallas and Cleveland, but I'm gonna go with Cleveland.
Go Cleveland.
Thanks.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Wow. Cleveland. So you got Cleveland. You think Cleveland right now is a better team than the Mavericks?
Yes, strictly because the Dallas Mavericks won't be able to stop anyone in the postseason.
I'm sorry I'm laughing, Marz. It's not funny because it's a fact. It's just the way it came out. It was just so matter of fact. Like, get out of here even asking me that. I'm sorry, Marz.
Does anyone think the Mavericks will be able to stop anyone?
Which is he's not wrong.
Jason Kidd
He's
said it
not wrong.
himself.
I'm about to say Jason Kidd. He said it.
He's not. That's and what that is right there is that's the consummate boxer logic. I think I can hit you more than I can stop you from hitting me.
Yeah, someone's gonna play rope-a-dope with them when they're done. Who you got at? I believe we're at number 9.
It's Chill, right?
Yeah, Chill, number 9.
Did we say Philly?
Yeah,
we said Philly. Philly was
the Sacramento. I think Sacramento's a top 10 team in the league.
Wow.
I do.
Chill channeled his ox and put the Sacramento Kings in at number 10. It was number 9, excuse me. So Ticket, you got the last pick of the top 10. Who do you have at number 10?
I'll be damned.
It get tricky at the 5 Ticket. I know it.
Man, that's crazy right there, bro. I gotta go because see, y'all got teams I wouldn't even put up there right now.
So who you got? Who you got above some of them players? I mean, them teams. Excuse me.
No, I think that the Celtics are frauds. I wouldn't have them there. And
we're gonna get to that in a second. We'll get to the second. So who do you have put your top team left in at number 10?
Let me see. I gotta go with go with the Mavs, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Go with the Mavs. All right. The Alice Mavericks.
Can you put Houston at the bottom now, just to save time?
And Detroit right on top of them.
And in Orlando right after that as well.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, San Antonio.
I'd have had the Mavs over the Kings.
Yeah, you forgot San Antonio. Okay, so when we look at that list, so Ticket, we know. So Ticket, you think Boston are frauds. Where would you put? Are they in the top 10?
No, I mean my list would have been the Bucks, obviously. I think they're going to play the Clippers in the finals. Mm-hmm. So I'd have had the Bucks, the Clippers. Then I would have put y'all got Denver up way too high. They're frauds. They ain't showed y'all nothing to have them up there that high. I would also have I put respect on Dallas's name because they was in the Western Conference Finals last year. I have them closer to the top. The Grizzlies, after they fell apart and fell off as bad as they did, they way too high. They've been since Josh said that he ain't worried about nothing. Well, they better be worried about something. So, like I said, I would have the Bucks. I would have the strippers. Mm-hmm. I would have the Mavs. I would have the 76ers. Mm-hmm. I would have the
oh my god.
I would go with the Suns, mm-hmm. the Cavs, the Celtics, and then the Kings. The reason why I say the Celtics, they got too many bad losses for me, man. I don't trust them dudes, bro.
All right. Low. Just one. Is there one that just is sticking out to you that's like that is ridiculous? Either too high, too low, not even in there.
It's Memphis. I think Memphis is just a tad bit too high. I'm not sold on their half court offense.
But okay, how far? They're not that they're fifth.
No, I think they should be like 7th. I think the Clippers and Sixers should be above them.
Okay. Chill. You put the Grizzlies there at 5.
The reason why I got the Grizzlies at 5, they were one of the worst jump shooting teams in the game, one of the worst long ball shooting teams in the game. The fact that they added Luke Kennard, I think he's going to open up their offense even more, specifically from a jump shooting standpoint, and I think that's going to help their transition game. Jaren Jackson Jr., he's got to get smarter defensively, and I think that he will, but I think offensively, adding Luke Kennard, he opens up their offense as a jump shooter and as a long ball shooter.
So Luke Kennard is the answer to their prayers. Marz. Anything glaring, too high, too low? Is there a team that should be in the top 10 that isn't?
Unless you wanted to like say the Knicks or something. But
here are teams according to record. Here's the teams that no one put in the top 10 that are top 10. Brooklyn, for obvious reasons, no one put them in there.
I'm about to say
the New York Knicks, the Miami Heat.
If we're being honest with ourselves, the Lakers and the Heat are the only 2 teams that should be in the conversation.
Lakers.
You said the Lakers.
You said the Lakers are.
I don't think the Lakers are a top 10 team. But
the after LeBron took a whole week off, lied about his foot injury, came back doing all these dances, trying to throw the ball out the backboard in the All-Star game, but he missed 3 straight games. bull jiving and capping and running around here with live goats and going to the Super Bowl talking about he the king. Man, get out of here, bro. Them dudes.
And then he came back and they beat the Pelicans pretty decisively. And it's
without Zion.
And they struggled. They
the Pelicans without Zion is just the Pelicans.
I'm about to say they lost without Zion the other game, so they clearly are better because they literally just lost without Zion.
Why do we keep saying? I tend to agree with Marz. Why do we keep saying without Zion? We should just call him the Pelicans, and the few times that he plays, you can say with Zion because that's more frequent.
I agree.
Yeah, but when he did play, they were number one in the West.
When he did, absolutely. When he did.
Yep.
All right, so let's pull up number 11. I think we're to Low. So Low, who you got? You got the Lakers at 11?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna put the Lakers at 11.
Wow.
I will put Lakers.
Wow.
Okay, I'm. You know what? I'm cool.
The Lakers at 11. The Lakers at 11.
I think the Lakers.
We're gonna.
Yeah, we can explain it later on.
Yeah,
we're gonna explain to that.
Okay.
We're gonna. Wow.
Next time LeBron fakes an injury, don't get mad, Lo.
Marz. He has the Lakers over teams like the Knicks, the Heat, the Pelicans, the Timberwolves, the Warriors, the Hawks, the Thunder, the Jazz, the Wizards, the Trailblazers, all teams with a better record. He's bumped the Lakers up. Who you got at number 12?
Miami.
Finally, the Heat get some love.
Miami's a legit. That's a legit what you call it.
You know they signed Kevin Love. Does that make a difference?
No.
Why not?
Carmelo?
Why not? Ticket.
He in Miami don't play no D.
That's what Bam for.
Miami are a top 5 defense.
If you don't play no D for Eric Spoelstra, you don't get on the court. That's how old boy lost his job, right? Duncan Robinson, right?
He just can't shoot. That's why Robinson.
He couldn't do what he was
went through a
paid
slump.
to do.
But when the other dude that came through, them two dudes looking like porn stars came through and started killing, they took his spot. The Struss dude and the other dude, they took his spot.
Oh yeah, but the reason why he lost his spot is you can't shoot. If he could shoot, he would still be playing because he didn't play defense 2 years ago.
Curry's record for threes in the first. He's the fastest ever to 500 or 400.
Yeah, and he forgot how to shoot after
2021.
He forgot how to shoot.
Okay, put him on a different team and see what happens.
No one's taking the $18 million a year.
Yeah, that's what happens when you lose confidence. You get moved. Chilltown know this. Fluent know this. Just because you have a bad situation with one team, look at old boy that just played with the Lakers and got traded to the Wizards. He go over to the Wizards. This fool like a whole completely different player.
Who Kuzman?
None. He out here dunking on dudes, hitting big shots in the clutch. What is this?
Chill. You've got lucky number, I believe, 13. Who we got?
Minnesota.
The damn Timberwolves. Are you kidding me?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I got off that train long time.
You know, once Cat comes back, they drop in again. All right,
I think he's done for the season.
I think he's done for the season.
He's done for the season. Oh, then they have a chance. Is that official? I didn't hear that it was official.
Lonzo was official, but I don't know if that's official.
Okay, let me know when that's official because that's the only chance they have to stay in the playoff hunt. Where are we at? 14 with ticket.
Pelicans.
The Pelicans. Fly, Pelican, fly. Okay. Pelicans at number 14. Is that with or without Zion?
Without, because I think they're still better than T-Wolves without.
With Zion. So let's in a crazy alternate universe, Zion comes back and he's going to play healthy the whole season. How far up do you bump him, Ticket?
Let me see that list again. What they got him at number 15?
They're in at number 14 right now. You have him.
Oh, they go up to the top 8.
Anybody disagree? Pelicans with a healthy Zion?
I agree. I think
maybe even top
above the Kingdom Math. Yeah.
That's a tough squad, bro. That's a tough.
Maybe even top 5. Maybe even top 5. Maybe top.
I think they're better than Memphis, but I don't think Memphis should.
I agree with Marz. They are better than Memphis, all across the board.
Better with Memphis with Zion. Okay, number low. I think you got 15. Number 15, mid. The definition of mid.
Hold on, that's you, no?
Who?
Because
I'm not mid.
Who picked Pelicans?
Ticket.
Oh, my bad. I'm bugging.
I made one pick.
Oh wow, let me go to the next thing. I'm gonna go to next.
Oh, thank God. Because
the New York Knickerbockers finally get some love. R.J. Barrett, Bruno Mars. What's his damn name?
Jalen Brunson.
Damn, y'all think about this. They're not putting no respect on Steph Curry.
I was just thinking that too, Ticket.
Well,
I was literally just thinking it.
I don't care where he at. Y'all ain't put no respect on his name.
He's out for a month. What? He might be out for another month. What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that?
Y'all the ones say, man. All right, go ahead.
All your favorite players are falling to injury. This could be a new league in a couple of years. All right, we got the Knicks at 15, so that they're the definition of mid. 15 out of 30. 16 Marz. Is it finally time for your former team, the Warriors?
I mean, what are the other options? Like Atlanta and like
Toronto.
Yeah. Brooklyn's still on the board.
Give me Brooklyn.
You don't believe that, Marz?
Give me Brooklyn.
All right. So, do you believe that, Marz, or are you just saying that?
Toronto's a better team than that.
Toronto's.
I think the Nets will make the
come up yet is killing me.
I think the Nets are going to make the playoffs.
They're gonna fire your boy, Fluent.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He out of there. Four Eyes. Yeah, he go ahead and kiss his
Nurse. It's a good thing he plays guitar in that band because he's gonna have some free time coming up soon. So you for real believe the Nets are a playoff team right now with the way they're constructed?
I think they're. I'm not gonna say comfortable. I think they're solid enough in their standing that the last
technically
16
16
I think they can maintain.
Because technically 16 by the old standards would be the last playoff team. Now we know we got four.
They have 24 games left.
Yeah,
I think they can tread water enough to make the playoffs.
If they go 20, if they go 500, they would still be a playoff team because I don't think Atlanta is going to jump up so much because Atlanta is below 500 right now.
Unless they go get Ime who strokes you. Hey, but Fluent. Hey,
he's going to Canada.
Why Nick Nurse always look like he got to take a dump on the bench? He be like,
"Oh my god!"
I can't answer that question. I'll ask him when I see him next.
He look like he constipated over there on the bench all day.
That takes. How you want to follow that up, Jay? Number 17.
Like, man, get him an X-Lax.
Let's see. I'll take Toronto, sure.
I'm about to say.
I'll take Toronto. No
doubt. Y'all disrespectful, bro.
Hateful. He's going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals, and y'all like give
y'all
him
taking
like
these teams
17.
over OKC Thunder. I mean, the Thunder.
Is that who you taking? Is that who you taking at 18?
Yeah,
OKC?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm taking shade. Them dudes are one game under 500, bro, in the West.
OKC 28-29. Coming in at number 5-5 in their last 10. Coming in at number 18. Low 19.
I'm actually gonna go with Washington.
Okay, so
the Wizards.
The Golden State is just never gonna get taken. Okay.
Well, you know what, Marz? You could fix that right now.
Face ass. Somebody put Ron is crazy.
You can fix that right now. Number 20 is yours.
Without Curry, man.
It's just a different unit without Curry, man. He responsible for so much of what they doing, and the fact that he ain't on the crew no more.
The last time I checked, he was getting the hell beat out of him when he was on the court.
Ron, if you eliminate your tool, Ron, if you eliminate your toolbar at the top and drag down the bottom part of that Excel sheet, we'll be able to see the whole thing without you having to scroll. Marz, so you got number 20. You want me to give you some teams that are still available?
I want Atlanta. I want Portland. I want Portland. I was about
to say now, Marz.
Portland Trailblazers come in at 20. Again, I know this is a power ranking. It's a power ranking. But just to be clear, right now, if this were the standings, the next group of teams would not make the playoffs. The next group of teams would not be in the playoffs if this was the standings. Okay. So first on this 20, is there anyone in this from 11 to 20 that you're like, that's ridiculous? Yep. They need to be out of the 20. They need to be in the 10. They need to be in the bottom. Any of these teams that is just like you crazy for saying that.
Brooklyn.
Portland.
What's wrong with Portland?
Why should Portland not be not in the top 20?
I'm good on Portland. I'm good on Portland.
Back with no other superstar.
Here's the difference, though, Ticket. I know you looking at Dame, and I see what he's doing. We're talking about a dude. I think he's 38-8, always like over the last month, and they still in, I think, 11th place in the West. No rim protection. They just gave up their second best. They just gave up their second best rebounder in Josh Hart, sent them to New York, and they was already deficient in rebounding anyway. Now they give up their second best rebounder in him. And they'll have a rim protector on top of that. I don't think Portland is a top 20 team.
Yeah, but they got Cam Reddish. They got Cam Reddish.
I want to be clear. You guys have picked Washington, Portland, Toronto, the Lakers.
Yeah, the Lakers are too high.
All teams that have a worse record than All-Star Lauri Markkanen's Utah Jazz.
The only reason why we talk about the Lakers because they got James on the crew. That's
coming in at number 21.
That's a valid reason to put him number 11, though.
Meanwhile, we ain't talking about the Orlando Magic. That's 13th in the East. Garbage.
Hey, if I had LeBron and AD, and then we just made a massive shift to our roster, that's a good reason for me to put him that high. That's a very good reason.
It's a power. Hey, remember, it's a power ranking. It's a power ranking.
I think that the Lakers.
Granted, LeBron won't play half of the games because he did what he wanted to do this season, and he's gonna get ready to play.
If I'm not mistaken, Lo, I think the Lakers got if they don't have the easiest, I think they got one of the 3 easiest schedules for these last 21 games.
Well, they are the 23 most important games of his career because he doesn't want to go 2 years without making the playoffs. So he did say that. So who you got, Jay? You got the pick number 21 in the power ranking. You know who's up there.
Yeah.
Who's left? I'll give you a quick rundown. Houston, San Antonio, Detroit,
Warriors.
Charlotte, Orlando, Indiana, Chicago.
Yeah, he said Warriors. He said Warriors.
Warriors and the Golden State Warriors.
I'll take the Warriors.
Just so we're clear, Atlanta, OKC, Washington, Portland, Toronto, LA, all with better records than the Warriors in at number 21. So you can take the Warriors off.
And all of those dudes and all of those teams all have their best player on the roster. All of them. Steph Curry might be out for another couple of weeks. We don't even know what's going on. So,
all right. Number 22, Ticket. What do you got?
Orlando.
The Orlando Magic.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
They beat the Celtics 3 times.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I really don't. I don't hate it.
The only thing I don't like is they traded Mo Bamba after he beat the hell out of Doc Rivers son.
So I want to be very clear, Jay. You have an opportunity. We'll wait till the end, but I want to ask you a question, Jay, because you put the Warriors in at number 21. So I know I said it's a power ranking, but if this was the standings, they would be out of the playoffs. And you believe the Western Conference goes through the Warriors.
I do.
Feel like the Warriors should be in that top 20 then?
That's, of course, if Steph Curry is healthy, only except Steph Curry isn't healthy. So because Steph Curry isn't healthy and he's going to miss, I don't know, maybe another couple of weeks. And we all know, I think that the standings from, 5 to 13 only separated by 4 games, which means you could be hosting a playoff series one week and the next week you'd be in the lottery. So the fact that they're going to have this dude out for another couple of weeks, they could be right there with where the Lakers are in the next couple of weeks.
So do you feel the Lakers at 11 then with a injured LeBron is ridiculous?
Well, here's the difference though, Tone. In terms of him being injured, now, like everybody talked about, he's had this basically, he ain't played in the second half of the All-Star game. He's basically had almost 2 weeks off. So with that being said, and we saw him in the All-Star game throwing the ball off the backboard and dunking the basketball. He should be ready to go by the time they open up on Thursday.
Okay.
He should be ready to go.
Low, you got 22, 23. Magic number 23.
I'm gonna go with the.
You don't know who's left?
Indiana Pacers. I'm gonna go with the Pacers.
The Indiana Pacers.
I'm proud of you, Chill. I'm proud of you for getting on LeBron James, bro. I'm proud of you, my brother.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go with Indiana just off of pure the talent that they have. Who knows what they're going to be doing in the second half of the season, but the standings for them is a bit. It's not. It really is not an accurate depiction of who they were. They've lost a lot of games. I think they lost every game except for one that Tyrese was out. So when Halliburton was out, they dropped significantly. Now that he's back and everybody's healthy, they should be able to like turn it around a little bit. They're probably not going to be as bad as they were.
If this was your list, would you have Indiana that low or would they be higher?
Let me see it again, Ron. Let me see the list.
You got them at 23.
I think they're better than Orlando. I would probably even have them higher than Washington, but that's probably as high. I mean, not Washington Warriors, but that's probably as high as I would have them, though.
So they're not a playoff team.
No, I don't think they are. No.
All right, Marz,
Chicago.
Your Chicago Bulls in at number 24. Are they trending up or down? Like for the last 20 some odd games, do you think the Bulls are going up? Chill says down quickly. I've never seen him.
They're on like a 6-game losing streak right now.
And they just lost Lonzo for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I just had to pick between them and Utah, and I think Utah are trying to tank, whereas I think Chicago are in denial. So I think.
Hey, Marz, are you off the Utah bus? You was on it. I saw you getting on it. Marz,
I knew they were tanking.
You didn't get on the bus.
But then everyone was trying to tell me, Danny Ainge doesn't tank. They were trying to manipulate me, but I stayed strong. I
saw you step on you didn't get on the bus, Marz, but I saw you step on the steps.
I saw the bus and it looked enticing. But
yeah, I did see that.
So Ron, pull it up real quick, Ron, because we're at 25. I want to say we got the Bulls. All right, we got the Bulls at 24, which brings us back to the top. Jay,
who is left?
Who's left is Utah.
It got to be Utah.
Yes.
Utah. Charlotte, Detroit, San Antonio, Houston.
Yes, Utah.
Yes, Utah Jazz.
I actually think.
Okay, we're gonna get into All-Star talk. Oh, go ahead, Lo.
No, we can probably fill out quickly because Houston is last, and I think San Antonio is right after that.
Yes,
we're gonna finish. Yeah, we're gonna finish it quick. So we got Utah. We got Utah. So then ticket. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams left.
He said Charlotte.
Charlotte. All right.
Bad for Jordan, man. Charlotte.
All right. The MJ Hornets.
I have Detroit after that.
Then I will.
You feel bad for Jordan.
We got the Pistons.
Yeah. Then I have San Antonio.
I know you don't, Chilltown.
I didn't. It's not that I don't feel bad for him. It's just that he's had.
Hey, Chilltown, this is the only type of victories LeBron can get against Jordan.
He has some blunders. Passing on Damian Lillard. I mean, passing on Bradley Beal.
Are we missing a team?
I feel like we're missing a team. The Spurs. Put the Spurs in there.
No, if the Spurs are there, Houston is left.
So we got Houston. All right, tell me if we're missing a team. Houston, San
Antonio. Chat, which team we missing? We missing a team.
The Pistons, right?
No, Pistons are right there, and then the Spurs.
We never said the Hawks.
The Atlanta Hawks.
I knew there was a team he was missing.
Yeah, we never said the Hawks.
Never said the Hawks. All right,
should have said the Hawks instead of Chicago.
I think they go to be honest with you, I think they go the other way. Firing Nate McMillan with some.
So do me a favor, Ron. If you could put the Spurs at 29, the Pistons at 28, the Hornets at 27. The Jazz at 26. So just move everybody one down.
Yeah.
And then slide the Hawks.
I think the Hawks are above the Bulls.
Above the Bulls at 24.
Houston should be behind the whole Euro League as well.
Oh, man.
You think they that garbage, Marz?
They bad, man.
You say?
I mean, I know they bad.
You should say Houston should be 31st out of 30.
Saying no, not 31st out of 30.
Hey, what's the
too? So Barcelona, FC Barcelona, garbage.
What's the team that Victor played for? That team better than that.
Hold on. All right, this is for the chat. This is for the chat. This is for the chat. Do you have the Houston Rockets or Shaq's led Olympiacos team? Who do you got? You can say the Greek team if you can't spell Olympiacos, the Greek team or the Rockets. Who you got? All right, so let's take a look at this list real quick. I'm going to go in reverse order. Marz, what is the most disgusting take on this list?
The whole list.
Oh wow.
Oh no, I was clarifying. I was clarifying if we were talking about the whole list, not just.
Yes, the whole. Yes, the
Lakers at 11 is the worst thing on this list.
Wow.
The Lakers at 11.
Marz,
why? Hold on, Marz. But why, Marz? Why?
Because they're the 13th seed in the West.
Lo, you wild as hell with the Lakers being right outside the top 10.
Defend yourself, Lo.
Like,
well as hell for that.
Obviously, we're not going to look at the standings. Like that's the reason why. That's the reason why the Warriors dropped as far as they are, because we got to put into context that Curry is not available. You're telling me that a team with LeBron, AD both coming back, then they change the lineup. They got D'Angelo Russell. They have Vanderbilt. They got Malik Beasley. They added shooters and wing defenders on the team. They got a little bit more size as well inside, man. Stop.
Yeah.
Let me ask Marz. I gotta ask Marz a follow. Actually,
Miami. I can see how Miami.
Yeah,
Marz. He knows what's about to happen, bro. He know. All we waiting on is AD to get hurt again. He know.
Let me ask the question. Ticket, chill, Marz. This is because of Lowe's argument about the Lakers. The Lakers are the 13th seed. But they're only 3.5 games out of 6th. Does that make sense?
Tone, how long we been having this conversation? This
All
is not
season.
like this is all season. We've been saying this.
They've been
11th place, 12th place.
They're
9th
staying.
place.
They're
Low.
staying.
This is what you're trying to do to me, Lo. This is what you're trying to do to me,
They're not
Lo.
the same team, though.
Low. Every time LeBron opens his mouth, it goes the other way, bro.
Ticket. I'm gonna ask Chill for a second because we know how he feels about LeBron. So LeBron, the greatest player of all time,
I've ever seen.
only four you've ever seen. You said it on national TV on the ESPN. You said it. You made all those young kids happy. Chill. I'm not gonna lie. I saw them all like smiling.
Oh man, y'all are nasty.
He was so happy. Shout out to Hoop Stream for having Chill on. 4 games back, a 5th. Can the GOAT not will that team to get 4 in 23 attempts? He can't make up 4 games. The GOAT. The GOAT.
How is it garbage? How is it garbage?
How are they garbage? They got the GOAT.
You dudes is trying to sell me. This is what Lo is trying to do. Lo is trying to sell me the ugly chick. He's just redressing her. That's all you doing, Lo. You putting different makeup. You putting different makeup on her. You just changing up her hair. It's the same chick.
No,
it's the same chick.
No, it's
That's
not.
what you're trying to do.
You don't think she can go on a run if she fixes her hair, puts on enough makeup, and wears a nice dress? If the strobe lights flash,
I am on record saying, from a talent standpoint, the Los Angeles Lakers are the worst team in the NBA. I'm on record saying that.
But you can't keep saying
Garbage.
that. It's a different team, though.
Why can't I keep saying that, Lo? They're at the bottom of the West, and they've been at the bottom of the West for the majority of the season.
It's a different team.
We got 24 games.
They calling Darvin Ham, Darvin Scam, and all. Come on,
it's a different team. When they played the Pelicans, that was a different five. That was a different starting five. And when they played them without Zion like a few days ago, and they lost. They lost.
Ticket. You're a Laker fan. Are you saying the Lakers have no shot?
Listen, man. AD's gonna jump in the air, do a windmill 360, land on his ankle, some type of crazy.
Why would he do that? Why would he do that?
He does though. AD always get a crazy injury, and then y'all be smashing yourself in the face. Listen, I really think that they should have just kept the squad they had and just tried to keep going. I think all these new pieces are gonna set everybody up for failure, bro.
I want to take a second, and I want Chill, I want Ticket, I want Low, and I want Marz to all tell me right now, Fluent, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. When AD was going through that stretch where he was the best player in the league, the Lakers should have traded him. Tell me right now.
I said it with you.
Were you with me? All right. Thank you, Ticket. Thank you, Ticket. That's why I stand with you, Ticket.
They didn't want to listen to us. They told us we was crazy.
Crazy. Should have traded his ass. All right. So, Marz, that was the craziest thing. Low. You get to take a look at the list real quick.
Let me look at it.
The craziest thing on this list, and you can't pick your own Lakers.
I think
because you put them there.
I still think it's probably Memphis. I think Memphis is just like way too high.
But
I don't
think way too high. You think there's 7? It's 2 spots.
No, it's just because in me, like there's like 5 teams that are clearly, or even 6 teams that are clearly just better and that are championship caliber. I don't think Memphis is that. I think I think Celtics, Bucks, Suns, Nuggets, Clippers, and Sixers are championship caliber teams. The teams that if they won a championship, I would not be surprised if they won a championship because I can fix my mind on the way in which they could win. To insert the Grizzlies into that conversation, I can't even think of a way. Like in my opinion, there's 6 teams that are like a tier above everyone else, and Memphis is just not in there. Even if you don't like the Lakers, I would think that many of you all believe that the Lakers are probably in the same tier with Miami, Minnesota, Pelicans. Like I think y'all would agree that the Lakers are probably still in that tier. I don't think Memphis is even in that tier of teams that y'all put them in between, or that we put them in between.
All right. So for those of you that are gamblers, go put all your money on the Memphis Grizzlies making the finals. Then, based on Low's take, Ticket. Based on that list, what's the craziest thing on that list? If it's not the Lakers, if it's the Lakers, then we can move on.
The biggest fraud in this modern day era, Jokic and the Nuggets.
Where should they be? So they're at 4. Where should the Fuggets be? Luggets.
They should be around 8, 7, 8.
They should be around 8 with the Cavs.
Yeah, I think the Cavs can beat them in the 7.
Would you have the Cavs, Kings, or Nuggets? Which of those?
Listen, I think the Cavs beat them in the 7-game series. I think the Strippers beat them in the 7-game series. I think Philly can beat them in the 7-game series.
I can't.
Those in the chat.
I think Dallas can beat them. Listen, once again, Joel Embiid with the Sixers. He already smoked this clown, right? I think they can beat him in a 7-game series. I also think that can beat him in a 7-game series. Put that list back up there, Ron.
Well, what West? Well, you got to pick what Western Conference team because if they face the Sixers, they'll be in the final.
Okay, I think the Grizzlies can beat them 7-game series.
Ooh.
I think the Strippers can beat them in the 7-game series. We know Phoenix can beat them now with KD and them in the 7-game series.
Yeah.
I also think that the Dallas Mavericks can get them dudes in a 7-game series. I don't trust the Denver. Yo, Jokic ain't what Low and them dudes be making him out to be, bro. This dude is listen. If he was playing back in the 90s, in the early 2000s, Jokic would be one of them dudes we talk about like Rafe LaFrance or some shit, man. I'm being honest with you.
LaFrance. Wow.
And I disrespect. And
I disagree with that. I disagree.
I disrespect.
I like
hold on. I want you to think about this, Chill. They're ready to get this dude 3 MVPs
in a row, by the way. In a row,
bro. Chill.
Yeah.
Do you know what people going? And when they look at him and saw that he ain't done nothing, bro. And his team have been loaded. They retooled and reloaded the team, bro.
And they'll forever scream that this generation is way more athletic. Chill, is there anything on this list that's just blasphemous?
His team being loaded is crazy. That's a crazy take.
All right. Like I said before, why Giannis got a better record than him then?
Hold on. You think the Nuggets are loaded?
That's what he just said. He said the
they got Doodle Brown.
Well, if you think the Nuggets are loaded, why do you think they can't win a playoff series?
Because Jokic is a fraud.
Just because of Jokic. Okay.
Bro, I'm trying to listen. You saw what happened with Jamal Murray, bro. What happened when they played the Lakers in the playoffs in the bubble? Jamal Murray
they got to the conference finals.
Right,
The year that they were healthy, they got to the conference finals.
Well, what happened? He had boo-boo dripping all down his leg.
If you're arguing about somebody's a fraud and it has Philly up there,
okay, Low.
When does Embiid make the conference finals?
Did Dwight Howard shut him down? When did Embiid make the conference finals? Dwight Howard give him problems, Fluent.
When did Embiid make the conference finals?
Hold on, I'm gonna ask you one question.
He don't want to answer that.
I'm saying Embiid's better than him.
When does Embiid make the conference finals?
Never. He's never done it. He's never done it, Lo.
And we talking about Boo Boo. Embiid was literally crying. He was crying.
Lo, and guess what, Lo? I think Embiid is better than that dude, Lo.
That's what happens when you play the Raptors.
Hey, Lo, watch this, Lo. Jamal Murray was one of them early series. He was going to 50 on Utah when him and Donovan Mitchell was going at it in that series. Jamal Murray was
and then against the Clippers,
was the one that walked down the strippers.
He was not. It was Jokic was the better player.
Murray wasn't.
Marz, we have a health check. Marz, we have a health check in the chat. Marz, are you alive? Yeah, he's alive. He's good. All right.
Jokic was the best player in that Clippers series.
Man, y'all sad, bro.
All right, so okay, we moving on. So let's bring up the list again. Let's bring it just because someone's gonna want to clip it. Celtics at the top. We got Bucks, Suns, Nuggets, Grizzlies, Clippers, Sixers, Cavs, Kings, and Mavs. And then that's the top 10. And then we got Lakers, Heat, T-Wolves, Pelicans, Knicks, Nets, Raptors.
Hold on. Hey, Fluent, one thing. Lo, you think the Lakers can beat them in a 7-game series?
Denver.
It depends. It depends
on
how.
That's a yes. Frauds,
I said it depends on how Vanderbilt and AD mesh well with one another.
I don't want to hear that. They're frauds, bro. You literally think the Pelicans full strength can beat them. You think the Lakers?
No, I do not. Well, no, I don't. I do not think the Pelicans.
Hold on, let me.
I do not think the Pelicans full strength.
Let me ask absolutely not. No. Let me ask Lo a different question because we have to get into the All-Star weekend because we're running out of time. Lo, honest, if the Warriors are healthy and in the playoffs, and probably they're going to be a bottom seed facing the Nuggets, a top seed, can a healthy Warriors team beat the Nuggets?
If their defense was playing better, I would say yes, but not anymore.
See,
if their
might have something to the fraud take.
If their defense was 100%, because it's a horrible matchup. But like the Pelicans, heavens no.
No, but Jokic is everything, Lo. Jokic is this great offensive player who changed the game. He do all of this. His peak is better than Kobe's. No excuses, dog. No excuses, man. If you peaking better than Bean,
but the reason why they would lose isn't because of his offense, it's because of the defense.
Because when you're that great,
it's because of his defense.
No, it would be. I agree. If they lose, it more than likely will have a lot to do with his defense. I 100% agree.
So he's not as good as defense as he claimed half an hour ago.
I never said he was great defensively.
You never said he was active.
I said he was active. He's an active defender, but that doesn't mean he's a good defender.
What does that mean, active? He's waving their hands.
The point being made was that Giannis puts in effort defensively, so that would tire him out for offense. And I said Jokic is still very active defensively. Whether or not he's good, he's still using.
Well, I said actually my claim was that he wasn't.
That clearly doesn't affect Giannis's offense because he's still 32 a game.
That was my point. That was the point being made against us. That was the point being made against us, not the point I was making.
What y'all
go for 40. All right. We're moving on to the All-Star. We're moving on to the All-Star. I want to start with, I'm going to do your best and worst parts of the All-Star weekend. Marz, what was the best and worst? Start with the best. What's the best part of All-Star weekend? Did you watch All-Star weekend?
Yes. When it was
okay,
done.
what was the best part of the All-Star weekend?
When it was done.
Sheesh. Really?
It was terrible. Every
aspect of it was bad.
The skills challenge was dreadful.
Yes.
The dunk contest is being heavily overrated because last year was absolutely an abomination, and this one was slightly less of an abomination. But this year was also dreadful. The dunk contest, the 3-point contest was trash. The All-Star game is the worst All-Star game I've ever seen in my life.
That was the worst All-Star game.
But y'all played the era, Marz.
It's an All-Star game.
Okay.
Nobody doesn't really care.
Everything.
And that's the problem, Lo. That's the problem right there.
That's the problem.
But none of y'all have ever argued when we're talking about how great an era is. What happened in a random All-Star game?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Y'all never
We
argued.
didn't bring that up recently. We didn't bring that up recently. But since we're on the subject of All-Star Weekend, we could talk about the 88 All-Star game. We could talk about the 98 All-Star game, right? We could talk about great All-Star games as opposed to now. And the reason why I'm sorry, Marz, keep going. I apologize.
We already here.
No, you can carry.
I
said everything.
While we pause for station identification, Ron, put it in the chat. Give us a poll. Does the All-Star Weekend represent how good or bad an era is? Yes or no? Chill doesn't. Ticket doesn't even want to talk about All-Star Weekend. So Marz, so you didn't see not one good thing. You didn't like what's his damn name?
McClung? Matt McClung?
Burner Boy. You didn't like nothing.
Oh man,
nothing. Who's the guy? I forget the guy who started off the first concert before the game started. I always forget his name. Dude with tattoos on his face. Why am I forgetting?
Post Malone.
Posty. You didn't like Post Malone. You didn't like Julie Black singing the Canadian anthem with the wrong words. Like you didn't like none of that.
Well, I didn't know.
Oh, man.
I didn't know they were wrong with. The only thing of the All-Star Weekend that was kind of cool was that they had the players that you could talk to. The commentators were talking to them during the game, like Luka Doncic, Jose Alvarado, and that was kind of cool. Everything else, no trash.
So not one piece. You weren't impressed by a G leaguer winning the dunk off.
No, I was staying up till 3 a.m. watching an All-Star game, and it was the worst game I've ever seen in my life. No, I didn't.
Low. Anything good come out of this All-Star weekend for you?
I love the fact that YouTubers were a part of the All-Star game in terms of like media presence. That was great. But outside of that, no.
I have to agree with Marz. I didn't enjoy any of it. The skills competition used to be a one-on-one. That was my favorite segment of All-Star Weekend, the skills competition. And the fact that now we got the Antetokounmpos in the skills competition. I'm sorry,
with no skills.
We had all three of them in it, and
Drew Holiday was the de facto.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was the de facto.
Drew Holiday, was that because Giannis was hurt, or was that
because of Giannis' wrist? So Drew Holiday became
the 3-point contest. Wasn't terrible. It wasn't one of my favorite, but it wasn't terrible. The All-Star game, I've said this in the past. The reason why the All-Star game is what it is because of social media. These dudes are afraid of getting outclassed. They don't want to compete anymore, and that's why you see the All-Star game the way you see it. All of these guys have everything else going on off the basketball court, and all of that is held up by the fact of their game. And if they get outclassed, all of that stuff goes away. And they're afraid of that. They're afraid that if I play in the All-Star game and Joel Embiid outplays me, if I play in the All-Star game and Julius Randle outplays me, I'm going to look bad and I might lose this or I might lose that. Instead of it actually being a competition, which is what it was. And it's not that anymore. If it was that anymore, the All-Star game would be much more, not only competitive, it would just be much more watchable, and it's not.
So whose fault? Whose fault? I'm going to give you a couple of options, and anyone can chime in. So whose fault is it that All-Star Weekend sucks? Is it the league's fault that they don't incentivize the players to be better? Is it the players' fault, like Jordan Clarkson, who you could tell was like, I am not even going to try in this skills challenge because I don't want to get embarrassed? Is it the fact that the NBA is just such a it's about so much money that no one wants to get hurt or reduce any chances they have at sponsored deals, whatever? Or is it social media's fault because if someone gets embarrassed this weekend, everyone's going to be talking about it forever? Which one? Who's to blame? Or is it something else?
I think it's a combination of all of those things.
Yeah, but I think the biggest one is that they just don't want to get hurt, though. I think that's
so. Why even play then, Lo?
Don't want to get don't want to get hurt physically, or don't want to get hurt with their tender emotions because someone on social media made fun of them.
No, right. the year that it changed was the year in which Kobe got hurt and he got hit across the face by D Wade, and after that year is when like things really just changed. Like,
do you know what Kobe said about that?
No, Kobe was fine.
He loved it.
He loved it.
Not only did he love it, not only did he love it, Tone. Not only did he love it, Tone, but the game kept going and it stayed competitive.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a situation where Kobe got hit in the face and we got to chill out. No, the game stayed competitive. These guys are afraid of being outclassed more than anything, and that's because of social media. If a guy gets crossed over, oh my God, now that cuts into all of their other things that they got going on, because now it questions their game and they're afraid of that instead of them actually just being competitive. The dunk contest. The reason why Vince Carter is as big a deal as he is at that time, because he got in the dunk contest. And when he got in the dunk contest and won it, and it became the Vince Carter show, Vince Carter's popularity went through the roof. Same logic when Jay got in the dunk contest with Dominique Wilkins. His popularity went through the roof. The fact that these guys don't get in the dunk contest is because they're afraid of getting outclassed.
Who hasn't been in the dunk contest?
Do you blame the biggest stars? Do you blame LeBron? Do you blame now Ja, the guys that we all want to see? Do you blame them for causing this?
Well, let me ask you
which dunker hasn't? Because LeBron, yes. Ja,
you can stop. You can stop right there, Lo. You can stop right there. James, can you imagine a 3-point contest if Steph Curry never got in it? If Klay Thompson never got in it? If Ray Allen never got in it? James is one of the best dunkers in NBA history. To never one time get in the dunk contest, even if he lost, but to never get in the dunk contest.
Then proceeding after that, every other star got in the dunk contest though. So it's not like LeBron went and then no other star. No noteworthy star got in. Almost every other star that was a quality dunker has been in a contest. So it's not like it just stopped.
And because of that, what happened to that? Like, for example, Blake Griffin, when he got in the dunk contest, what happened to his popularity? What happened to Zach? What happened to Zach LaVine? We don't know anything about Zach LaVine before he gets in the dunk contest. Same thing with Aaron Gordon. When these guys get in the dunk contest, not only does it boost their popularity, but it boosts the league and it makes it even more popular. But these guys, I do think that I don't discredit it, but I'm disappointed in James that he never got in the dunk contest one time.
Those guys like Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon, all they can do is boost their popularity. Where LeBron James has something to lose. Like last year, Jalen Green went in the dunk contest. He's a young player, and he failed miserably. But all he could do with that dunk contest was elevate. So no one's really clowning him for that, even though they did at the time. But people have moved on. And they call that dunk contest the worst of all time.
So are you saying like tier 2, tier 3 players have more game,
players who are established?
Players only have something to lose.
Yeah, players who are established. There's no benefit to doing that at this point. There's no benefit to an established star.
But I'm asking which established star that's a dunker. Like obviously, like KD and Curry are not going to be in there. Which established star since LeBron? Now I guess you could say Ja. In between that gap, which established star did not go into the dunk contest?
Which established star didn't go into the dunk contest? Let's see. Paul George was in it, right?
Damian Lillard did one, right?
Damian Lillard did it. John
Wall. Giannis has done one.
Dame done one.
Giannis was in the dunk contest. I don't ever.
Young Giannis.
The year that Zion was an all-star, was he in it?
I was just about to say that, Tone. Like, why hasn't Zion gotten the dunk contest?
Because Zion can't even play NBA games.
He's hurt.
Zion can't even play NBA games. He ain't about to do the dunk contest.
He's not even healthy to do it.
Zion's been healthy for one All-Star weekend.
Just so you know, I think
he didn't do it that All-Star weekend, correct?
I think this kid McClung, I think he has something like less than 100,000 followers. He got in the dunk contest. He's got over 1 million followers on the internet today.
Well, yeah, of course.
Now, don't get me wrong. I understand the logic that it's second tier, third tier guys where it's a lot more for them in order to get into the dunk contest. But I also think that it boosts popularity in the league when the better dunkers in the game get in the dunk contest because ratings go up because ratings go up when so Blake Griffin gets in the dunk contest. Well, that means that more Clipper games are on TV because we got a high flyer that's in the league now. So when Paul George gets in it, so Indiana games go up because we got a high flyer that's on TV more.
So again, between LeBron and now, when LeBron was like 09, 010, when he should have genuinely probably should have been there, until now, where we have Ja saying that he's either back and forth, not going to do it. And between those set of years, which dunker has not been in there?
That's what I'm saying. Like who are
they all been in there?
I don't even know. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know who the better dunkers are today.
You've already, but today,
I said Blake Griffin. I said
like when you saw the list. Well, let me ask you this.
Like Terrence Ross,
DeMar DeRozan, and Terrence Ross is a nice dunker. He's good. DeMar DeRozan, he was in there. All of the dunkers.
I do remember Terrence Ross in the dunk contest. I think he won it.
Westbrook is not a good.
He may have. So the question. Let's move on, because here's the real question. Because no one gave any positives out of this All-Star weekend.
None, yeah.
So I'm going to give you the job of fixing it. How do you fix it?
I think number one, making the skills competition, get it back to being individualized.
Please,
because
get that
that's what it's about. It's about your specific skill. Like, can you imagine, Tone, John Stockton, Magic, Mark Price, and Isaiah Thomas in the skills competition? Like we got the
Mark Price would kill that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We got the and you know how I feel about Giannis. I love Giannis, but did you see the Antetokounmpos in the skills competition? What are we doing here?
Yeah,
I think that's a marketing plan.
Of course, it was. Of course, it was. But that is that. But also, you have people like I'm picking on Jordan Clarkson because you could tell, like, he didn't want to be there. And don't be there.
Right.
Just don't be there. There's other guys that will want to do it. Like, that's why I really liked when you saw the names of the contestants in the dunk. Were you like excited to watch the dunk contest?
I didn't even watch it. No.
Oh no, I know, but I knew who McClung was though, so I knew that.
I knew who Sims was, and I did pick Sims,
and
I didn't watch the whole thing, right? I didn't. But you don't have the guys that, I mean, they get in it one time. I understand, like Derek Jones Jr. He hasn't been in it since he won it that one time, and I mean, I would just like to see
the chat is blaming Aaron Gordon being robbed. And that's what
how many more times does Aaron Gordon got to do it? Damn,
no, he doesn't.
He got to keep doing it every year because
I said they blame him for getting robbed. That's why no one wants to do it anymore. Not that he wasn't in it again.
That could also be a legit, like, if you're going up.
In a quick side note, I mean, let's be honest, Lo. I mean, I got a dude that's dunking the ball from the free throw line, throwing the ball between his legs. I'm confused who's doing something better than that. And I watched that dunk contest. That's one of the best dunk contests I've seen since Jordan and Nick in '88.
So no, sorry, Marz. You really didn't like get excited that McClung, kind of this kid from the G League who only like made $100,000 his whole life, won that and kind of in dramatic fashion.
I think it was cool that he won. I mean, I knew about him for a while. I didn't know he was on the Sixers roster. I didn't know that.
He just signed.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I didn't know that neither.
I didn't know that. I think he did well in the dunk contest, but I think one person isn't enough to make the whole dunk contest good. I think Jericho Sims, in my opinion, that was an embarrassing performance in the dunk contest.
You don't think one person is enough? Who do you remember from
unless you have an all-time dunk contest performance? Like, Matt McClung had a good dunk contest performance, and like I said, I think it's heavily overrated because last season was so bad that anything good would have been elevated this year. But that's not enough to make the whole dunk contest great. Considering
I got off topic because we're gonna end it with our super chats. But first, so how are we fixing it? We need an answer. I don't
think yours are fixed though.
I don't think that you can't motivate these players. You can't motivate them to want to try, and the only solution is them trying.
Because it ain't the money, because they're making plenty of that.
So you think there's nothing that can be done? We're just stuck with bad. Like we said, it was the worst. Like the coach of the All-Star game said, worst game ever played.
Terrible.
He was right.
Garbage.
He was 100% right.
I'm not arguing. I'm saying so that we just got to live with it.
Yeah. But to be fair though, the new system that they have set in place, it like one of the teams just didn't play well enough because the two All-Star games before this, those fourth quarters were highly entertaining, like highly entertaining. So I think this is just a very unique circumstance. And also I think that this is just a year where like literally some of the best players, really, in my opinion, what I took away from this is that, bro, the league might be in trouble in the next like three or 4 years. Because in an All-Star game where LeBron, Curry, Durant, they don't play, Kawhi. It should not look Kawhi, no Leonard. It should not look that bad. Like it just should not look that bad. And ensure, like, not saying that Embiid, Jokic, well, Giannis is hurt, so even he didn't play, but it like they don't like it should not look that unentertaining. But to be fair, like Jokic and Luka don't like.
Yeah, they're never gonna try an All-Star game.
Yeah, they're never like Luka. And
no,
Jokic,
they're not that type of player.
You're not even that type. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care.
Jokic said it himself. I should be the last pick. He thought he was the last pick, even though he wasn't. He completely jumped the line ahead of Lauri Markkanen. But he said, I wouldn't pick myself, and I'm not built for this game.
Facts.
Right? Because the game's built for high speed, high athleticism type of people. So is that the problem? Like, are we?
That's some of the better players are not that, and so then when the older players are either not up to par to where they once were, or they're not, they're hurt, then it looks kind of scary, because then at that point it's like a few more years of Giannis, and then
who's next?
Maybe Ant. But it's getting kind of scary at that point.
So is there so like for the dunk off, I said this before they even announced the competitors, which I was glad they had a G Leaguer in there. And I said, bring in some G Leaguers, bring in some of those professional street dunkers. And I said, and let the prize be, if you win, you get a 10-day contract to try and prove yourself, because at least it makes it exciting. Because I've seen guys do 720s and like these ridiculous dunks.
But that's not what the dunk contest is, Tone. The dunk contest, the winner is an NBA player. It's the NBA dunk contest.
It's not, because we need to evolve.
But the guy who won it really is not an NBA player.
He's not an NBA player. The guy who won it is an NBA player.
Yeah, he's literally just signed a contract. He just signed it.
He just signed probably so he could be in the All-Star game.
And I'm genuinely believing that, because when we get back, if he ain't playing no minutes, I'm like, he's not gonna be playing no minutes, and he literally just signed.
Especially not for Philly. Like if he was on a team that couldn't sell tickets, yeah, they probably bring him and say, "Hey, come see McClung and your Houston Rockets, because we want some people to come show up to the game."
Or Oklahoma City or somebody like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's so he wasn't. So that's what I'm saying. We've already gone down that road. Do we need to go back to like East West? Do we need to go back to
I was just getting ready to say that, Tone.
World versus USA? Do we need to say, hey, who's the best team in Europe? The Premier League champs, bring them, not Premier League, whatever the basketball thing is called. Bring them over and let them play against a team of US or NBA All-Stars, excuse me. Like, do we need to try something like that?
None of that will make these guys try. None of this will make these guys try. That's the issue, is whether or not they are going to try. You can mix it, you can put it back to conferences, you can give cash incentives, you can make them play against EuroLeague champions, you can make them play against the G League, whatever you want. They're not going to try. And if they don't try, you're not going to get a good product, and that's the end of it.
So we should. So as people who vote for the All-Star game, we should start voting in guys like Pat Bev that we know are going to try.
No. Oh no. Maybe not to that extent. But to be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest with you, Fluent. That actually might not Pat Bev, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if, because why would I? Why am I voting? Why am I voting Jokic? In all honesty.
Yeah,
Jokic is going to get the coach vote, and he's going to get the media vote. So why am I going to waste my vote on a Jokic or Luka, players that I already know are probably going to get in, but they're not as exciting as someone else that could get in? Like, I would rather have somebody go balls wall, who's having like an up and coming, a solid
Westbrook, not Westbrook now, but Westbrook, right? He's someone who's gonna be high energy, who's gonna go 100%, right?
So, someone like that. Like I would probably much rather, like, in all honesty, if I had to go back and redo it, I'd probably pick De'Aaron Fox before I pick Luka. But because he's just more entertaining.
So let me end the All-Star conversation on this question. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Shell.
The downside to that, Lo, is that you're taking away from what I'm doing during the season when I'm having an all-star type of season. Now,
but they're going to get voted in regardless, though. That's right. What I'm saying. They're going to get voted in regardless.
He's saying they're going to get in, but add in some of these other guys. So let me ask you this, because I've said this, and too bad Ticket's not here, because he would have loved this question. So is the league a bunch of puffy, soft, emotional babies that we need to change up the order in which we're drafting them, because the last person picked doesn't?
That was crazy.
That was insane. When you damn well know when you're picking the reserves, it doesn't matter if you pick it first. The last reserve pick would have been the last pick.
Exactly. It made no sense. I don't know.
We all agree that was dumb.
Insane. Yeah, that was insane. That was insane.
All right. So now super chats. I'm going to read the super chat off, and then I'll just say a name. This one isn't going to go very far. I still can't get over Ron's top 10.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Do we know Ron's? I don't know Ron's top 10.
Kareem, MJ, Magic, Kobe, LeBron.
Here come Ron.
I'll drop my top 10 if you want to hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it, Ron.
All right. 1, Kareem. 2, Lou Alcindor. 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh my god.
Four, Page.
All right, but for real, hold on. I gotta pull it up right quick.
You have the captain at 5.
From what I remember, all right, Kareem, Jordan, Magic, Kobe, Bron. At 6, I got Shaq. 7, Tim Duncan. 8, Hakeem. 9, Larry. And 10, Bill Russell.
Yeah, I can see why Deshaun can't get over that. This is a great list. All right, thanks, Ron. Liverpool, Mudded Club Marz, subs in. This is not even English to me, Marz. So can you read that? Hey, what the heck just happened? I got superseded. All right, players get paid too much. All right, I guess I'll say this one. Thanks. I can handle it from here, Ron. Players get paid too much to care. No incentive for to participate in the All-Star weekend. Barely any incentive for them to participate in the regular season. They'd much rather vacay than go to the All-Star weekend. Do you guys feel that's true?
I do believe that they need to start penalizing players to if they don't play regular season games. Yes. I think there should be a penalized for it. Even if you're genuinely not hurt, then like in any other place in America, like if you genuinely are sick and you just are not able to play or unable to come to work, you just don't get paid for it. And maybe you have like an allotted amount of sick days, and that's fine. But if you are hurt, like that's fine. You're hurt. I understand that. We're only going to give you like 10 sick days or 8 sick days throughout the year, and then that's it. Like all the other days, bro, you're just missing. You're not going to get paid for those.
I'm on record saying it. We're going to have a lockout.
We're going to have a lockout. All right.
Isn't that in 2025 too?
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's coming. So 20 sec. So let me try this again. Liverpool Mudded Club Marz, subs in Milner. Matt, I don't know what that last word is. I'm sorry if that's in English. I don't know what that word is.
Milner is a football player. Matip is a football player. He's saying Liverpool are in the mud, which means Liverpool are trash.
Garbage.
And the reason they are trash is because they're subbing in guys like Milner and Matip in a Champions League game against Real Madrid.
Okay. So do we agree, disagree with that? How do we feel about this?
So these dudes shouldn't even be in a rotation, Marz? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, then it's like one to Connor Anderson getting PT.
Why is this dude
or like Carmelo Anthony?
Get him off.
Like Carmelo Anthony getting signed. Get him off my TV. Get Carmelo off my TV.
Yeah, it's like Carmelo off there, man.
Jay's gonna kill me for that one.
It's like the guys you sub in when it's a blowout. So it's like just make sure
Melo.
Yeah, sure. All right. A Tribe Called Len. 2023 All-Star Game was the worst All-Star Game of all time. Well, I think we've all talked about that.
I gotta remember last year.
Where does Harden, QMO, with the super chat, thank you. Where does Harden's offensive peak rank?
Top 15.
Yeah, it's top. It's the reason why he's not higher is because he has no playoff resilience. He keeps dropping in the postseason. The turnovers are ridiculously high as well. But the playoff drops are just disgusting. I can't.
If he had more success,
everyone's cool with top 15.
Yeah, if he had more success in the postseason, he can make a legit argument to have a top 10 peak.
Yeah.
Wow. Nate Richmond. Ticket. Oh, he's not here. Are you saying it's just Kobe's bag? Maybe we'll have to ask him next time.
Find out next week.
Yeah, next week on the panel. Dun dun dun. Zach Hoffman, who is the greatest bruiser of all time?
Rick Mahorn.
We said there's not any bruisers left in the NBA, so who's the biggest bruiser?
Rick Mahorn.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yes. What was that? What in the world?
We got new sounds, baby.
Sheesh.
Either him or Michael Cage.
So Rick Mahorn or Michael Cage?
Yeah, either him or Michael Cage.
Anyone from the younger audience here? You guys have a name? No Bill Lambier?
From our era, is that what you're saying?
Sure, from your era, or if you know.
Probably the last person who was really wrestling down there is probably Zach Levine. I mean, I was Zach Levine, Zach Randolph.
There's no such thing as a bruiser in my era. It's just soft basketball round.
How old are you now, Marz? 6, I think.
Yeah, just turned 6. Just turned 6.
Oh, 6. I thought 7. My bad. MV is peak Jokic also better than Jordan?
No.
Offensively, no. Defensively, no. All around, no.
No.
When you said offensively, no, I thought you were going to say something.
I mean, if you think about it defensively, I mean, he rebounds the ball better.
No.
Marz, you sure you want to go down that path?
No, that's going to get
Tone, do not lead him down that way. Don't do it, Tone.
I'm going to save him. I'm going to save him with Leaf Diggy. He got something to say. I like a brown, yellow, border. And Marz himself said, I cooked last week on this Joker Kobe situation. I said, where was big homie Ticket when I needed him? I'm going against LOL and 294K.
You know what's so crazy? First of all, it's about to be 300K, so you got to fix that.
By the
Secondly,
what's 300? I don't know what that means.
LOL is Legend of Losers.
You got 300,000 subscribers?
Yeah,
on YouTube?
Big deal, Tone. You know how big a deal?
I don't know. I don't follow none of y'all, so I don't know none of y'all.
Yeah, I have 300K.
I had no idea who. I still don't know who Low is, other than like from this show. I don't know you outside of this show.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
I don't follow him on TikTok. I don't subscribe to his channel.
Y'all be talking about me. Pay attention to these dudes. Okay?
Oh, okay. Jeez.
No, I ain't been on ESPN as much as chill now. ESPN.
Chill out.
Hey man, ESPN chill, man. He beat.
Yo, can I tell? Do you mind if I tell the story quickly, like in 1 minute?
What's that? The ESPN?
Chill is so popular. So I occasionally get called up and I do like ESPN radio, like for a 1 minute segment. Okay.
Yeah.
They're emailing me saying, "Hey, we can't get a hold of this guy. Can you please set him up? Can you give us his contact?" That's what I am. I'm the middleman.
You know what's so great? I saw Chill. It was a segment. I think it was on ESPN, and the host guy, he was so ecstatic. He was so elated that Chill was there. He's like, "Oh my god, you're not telling me that? Oh my god,
Hoop streamer, right? Hoop stream.
Yeah, it was Hoop stream. They're like, "Oh my god,
yeah.
Oh my god."
Yeah, he's like a schoolgirl.
Next. Next.
Oh,
What's
man,
next, dog?
I was like,
Next.
whoa.
Stop embarrassing you. That boy Bob camera get better every week. This guy on his iPhone 14 in Mexico. I have my camera. I just got to set it up. I can't turn it on.
Oh my gosh! I meant to ask Bob, how is he okay after that 3-point performance from Kevin Huerter? Oh my goodness gracious!
Garbage.
Who was worse, Huerter or Tyler Hero?
Hero didn't even get it off, but I think
I need a hero.
Huerter had 8
money and he done.
Julius Randle being there was the worst part.
Julius Randle made his own son cry,
and we need that too, Lo. We need his son to tell everybody, "Garbage, Dad. You trash, Dad."
I loved his son's reaction.
Oh man,
garbage, Dad.
Tony, hey, Tony, forget about it. Tony Gratzaki, in this era, you have to actually use skill and can't hide behind being a tough guy. If you aren't a threat to score or play make, you can't play. Is that true? Is everyone in the NBA a skillful player?
I'm gonna say you would have to.
I watched the skills competition. I beg to differ.
You have to be elite level defender to get away with like not being able to be scoring or playmaking, and there's not that many of them at all.
Love.
Oh, here you go.
Oh, there he is.
Kevin Huerter is a big shot maker. Okay?
Just not in the 3-point contest.
Hey, he don't care nothing about that 3-point contest.
No, he was trying. He was trying.
Do not let him off the hook, ball. Do not let him off the hook, ball. He was garbage.
He definitely tried. He definitely tried, but he is a big shot maker, and he will avenge that performance.
I hope he does, boy.
Because that was garbage.
Well, someone was just complimenting your camera, but we can't see shit, so I don't know why you
can't see nothing right now.
All right, hey, don't stop me from getting through all these super chats, Bob. You can stay on though. Albert Coloso says, "Love what y'all do for the basketball community." 100.
We trying,
Thank you, Albert.
We
Appreciate the super chat.
We trying.
Midnight. Hawks just fired Nate.
Yes, they did.
The Hawks just fired Nate. So we talked about that. Absolutely. We got someone from Marz's neck of the woods. Adrian Shake. European narrative isn't 100% accurate. Look at Giannis. But I think in 5 years that will change massively. Victor Biggs making a return next few years.
They already
Well, first of all, while the big man is alive and well, Adrian, the big man is not going anywhere. So
they
Joker,
definitely back.
Yes, the big man is alive and well. He might not be the Shaq big man. He might not be Olajuwon big man, but the big man is alive and well. Just think about software, computer software. It's just been updated. That's all it is. The big man is alive and well.
Honest with ourselves. 3 out of the top 7 players are like power forwards and centers. Giannis,
That's it.
Jokic, and Embiid are like at worst top 7. So
Fact.
they definitely here.
Okay.
Well, take it a step further than that, Lo. The last 3 league MVPs have been who? And the runner-up has been who?
All 7-footers, yeah.
There you go.
Pirate Hunter 3200. Thank you for your service. Don't know why these guys bringing up defense and longevity when the argument was offensive peak. Do you actually watch Jokic? His passing and playmaking is all-time great. Both stats and eye test show that.
We will go after the stream, man. I'll go.
All right,
Twitch,
we will send you to the optometrist for some glasses.
Oh my gosh.
Lanny Williams, Joker isn't soft. I disagree with Lowe about peak, but let's not forget what he did to Morris, and he's been combative on multiple occasions with players.
Lowe didn't say he was soft.
Did you say he was soft?
I think he's talking about
Tickets.
probably wrong.
Yeah, so is Jokic soft or no?
No, Joker is not soft. No, he is not.
He's soft in the middle, but he's not a soft player. Is what we're
He
saying.
Look a little doughy. He looks a little doughy, but
right.
He dropped a lot of weight. And
drink more water.
We've done this one.
We done this one.
Did do this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. This is the 1-on-1. Yeah.
Excellent. Great points, Ticket. All right, Zay Kane, aka Styles Sharpton. Thank you for agreeing with Ticket. Football breakdown. Jordan averaged a triple-double and lost the last 4 games of that stretch and went 5 of 6. But let's continue to lie about Jordan's effectiveness as a point guard.
That's not true, because the reason why they moved him to the point guard is because they didn't have a point guard, right? And when he got moved to the point guard, he ended up averaging a triple-double for 15 games, and they were over 500 against that. They were over 500 during that time. So don't do that, football. And he didn't average a triple-double for the whole season.
So that's not true. I don't know football breakdown.
It's not true.
Is he it's a team game person?
I don't know who he is neither.
He's a LeBron James person. That's what I know.
Oh, okay. So
and I'm a James guy too. But if we're gonna talk about it, we gotta.
Team sucks, but a good guy, but one good player wins. And
I'm a James guy too. But if we're gonna talk about it, we got to talk fact. We can't talk.
All right. I just want to make sure, because a lot of people say this person won, that team lost, or that person lost, this team won, depending on who they like and they don't like. So that's that type of person. Okay. Gideon a day.
No, he doesn't.
Thank you.
The answer is Jokic. The answer is Jokic.
Wait, what happened? What happened? What did you say?
He said, "Thank you." Jerome got the best floater.
No, he said Ty Jerome, who plays for the Golden State Warriors. No, he does not.
The answer is Jokic.
It's Jokic.
I got the best floater. You should see it on Friday nights. I'll bring you the tape, Lo, because I know you like watching tape. Lo and Marz on that Henny.
I don't know. I haven't even said anything this whole time.
You did say wait for the playoffs. That is true.
Exactly.
Zay gave us another one. Giannis better than Joker, and it ain't close.
He ain't better than him offensively.
Not offensively, but yeah, all around, I will definitely concede that, because when Giannis got back healthy, it was looking kind of scary for the league. Boy, I ain't gonna hold you.
Wayne go crazy. Wayne go nuts. I miss Prince. Double check the stats. Low lied on Braun last week.
He did indeed
lie on Braun last week.
He missed.
I just misspoke.
You missed. What's the difference?
No, I doubled down on like sub 60. I meant to say sub 70.
I don't know where the likes are, because I don't even see the YouTube channel, but I know that we have 2,000 people watching consistently for this entire episode, and I bet you there aren't 2,000 likes. So get the damn likes up, subscribe. Go check out sports_fluent. There's no way these dummies have more people freaking subscribe to their channels than me. Actually, just go to TikTok. I don't care about anything else.
Wow.
Lanny Williams, what are Kyrie's and Brunson's floaters number? Question mark.
I'll go look it up.
Can you go check the stats?
Where
do you get the floater numbers? I don't even know where you get that.
Right. Where you find that at?
You can go NBA.com. The reason why I'm so adamant about this is because I've already done a lot of the research for it. So when I say these things, I just don't be like
the track floaters is a big deal. Like, wow, you track floaters.
But see, I like that about
but you can just look at they actually show because
I like when we look at corner threes and heaves and 0 to 3 feet and those breakdowns, because when you see a guy is like, well, he shoots 70% from 2. Yeah, but if 90% of them are a dunk, then we got to take that into account. Facts. Otherwise, what's his name? Isn't DeAndre Jordan the greatest shooter of all time because he has the highest field goal percentage? Okay, LL Cool J is.
I'm sorry, he said Brunson and who else? I'm so sorry.
Kyrie. Brunson and Kyrie. Okay. Low, based on your argument for Jokic being a better offensive player than Kobe, can't you then also say the same for Magic? clears as a scorer and same tier passer. Be consistent.
I believe that Magic. I believe Magic is a top 3 offensive player all time.
And I asked you that, and I think that is what you said.
I've said that.
There you go.
And that's a waste. Hey man, shout out to the $14 you gave us, man.
Yeah,
you asked me that same question on Open Jump.
Don't you dare listen to these dummies. Every super chat's a good super chat, and thank you. Sports PSP, LMAO ticket is losing it. Get him, Marz and Low.
That's my dude.
We're old. We're going through the old ones. Giannis is averaging 32, 12, and 5, and second in the East. And you taking Jokic low? Are you drunk?
Because the defense, I would take Giannis, but offensively, y'all name like other things beyond offense and try to make these arguments. Everything we're talking about is exclusively
on the offensive side of the basketball.
I think it wasn't. I think it wasn't clear. I think it wasn't clear that you were talking offensive only for 2 years, because that's a very, very small sample. I think that was part of the problem.
That's why I said I need a larger sample.
That's why you need a larger sample size. Yeah, I appreciate it.
But I've openly admitted it. I've said that as well. Like, yo, if you want to argue longevity, I'm not here to argue that. If you want to say you want to wait for another postseason run, I'm fine with that as well. I've also conceded all of those points as well.
Low, who has a better peak than Jokic offensively?
I think Jordan, LeBron. I said Jordan, LeBron, Magic, Nash.
Offensively, not just as a scorer, but overall offensively.
Offensive peak.
I think Steph.
Yeah.
You don't have John Stockton up there. You know he accounted for more points than like almost any other player in NBA history with his scoring and assists.
Come on now, come on, Fluent.
I'm just asking. So you don't care?
I know. I don't. I don't.
Okay, just curious. Low envies Stockton. That's why he hates him. Is passing and playmaking not directly correlated to scoring? Those one-arm cross-court passes mean nothing if it doesn't translate to points.
For passing, no.
That means you're attributing someone's passing ability on his teammate's ability to make the shots he's being created. I'm not doing that.
So did you track how many great passes someone made that where the other person missed an easy shot, and did you add that to their repertoire and give them credit for it?
From the games that I watched, there's a lot of I see a lot of from Magic, not as much from Stockton. Magic, I ain't gonna lie.
I've seen Magic teammates miss quite a few.
Magic, the balls on Magic with some of them passes, man. I get blown away every single time I watch Magic. The balls. Also, shout out to Michael Cooper. What series is that? Where they play the Celtics and they beat the Celtics, that 87 or 80, whatever.
87.
Man, Michael Cooper's out there giving Larry Bird the fits, man. Oh man, Michael Cooper.
I just gotta say the amount of love the Lakers and specifically Magic are getting right now. I'm not even gonna argue with you about Stockton anymore for the rest of the day just for that. All right, Pirate Hunter, 3,200. With the super chat. Low and Marz, the only ones who consistently watch basketball and give unbiased analysis. Keep
what
cooking.
Kind of goofy ass logic is that?
Hey, guys, let him speak.
Every super chat is valid, remember?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's valid. It's just wrong.
Oh yeah, I disagree with it. I disagree with it.
Yeah, I know Chill doesn't watch any basketball at all.
To the Kyrie point, the driving floating bank shots is 88%, 8 out of 9 so far this season. Driving floating jump shot is 45%, and then the floating jump shots he's only 2 for 4. Yeah. So for the most part in his floaters, he's probably right around 50 when you add all of them together. So Jokic would still be higher.
Yeah. Hey Tone, I gotta go. Unfortunately, it's been real. It's been great with you guys. I will see y'all next week.
Absolutely. You went 50 seconds over your 3-hour limit. So thank you, sir.
All right, fellas. I'll see y'all next week.
Later, Jay. I'll just keep running through super chats until you two have to jump off. Lo, do you have Jokic over Giannis this year, but also Giannis over KD last year? That makes no sense.
We discussed that.
We discussed that. Yes, we did. Using defense to make an argument about offense is nasty. Low and Marz cooking, y'all. Man, maybe some super chats are bad.
I bet.
All right,
no, Marz, you're right.
Only nerds like Marz and Low. Let me say that again. Only nerds like Marz and Low say Jokic is better than Embiid and Giannis. FUC numbers, watch the games. Keep cooking, ticket, and chill. You guys are all about the numbers, right? Marz is a numbers guy.
I haven't said a number this.
Marz is a numbers guy.
I haven't said a number.
Yeah, that's a hilarious ongoing joke, especially because people keep pushing it. It's hilarious.
The fact that people believe it bewilders me.
Well, you're the numbers guy. So Nate got fired. Shaq said it, so it's fact. Kelly Thompson II. Nate got fired. If you watch the Hawks, you know he was the biggest issue with the team by far. National level offensive coaching. Shake my head. And I'm not joking. Are the Hawks about to get better?
I do agree that Nate McMillan wasn't doing a good job coaching them offensively, but I think it comes down to whether or not you believe that's more on the players he had or his coaching. So I think his preference at that point.
All right. Deli Del reacts. In regards to being a numbers guy, using numbers is fine as long as you use them to back up your argument, not to make your argument. Maybe that's for you, Marz.
Okay.
Alex Pickering.
There's nothing wrong with being a numbers guy, bro.
Yes, be a numbers guy. Be a numbers guy. I hate the who he plays against argument. Can only play against who is in front of you. Facts.
I agree with that too.
Just keep it consistent.
On Brunson's 3 floaters is 55, 50, 31, 32. So still lower than Jokic.
Low. You don't know ball, nor does Marz.
When I be saying these things, y'all, I hope y'all realize like I've watched it and double checked it with the numbers. I don't be just saying it just to say it. I genuinely will say it. And I have
listen, Sauce Man, when every super chat is valid.
Oh, well, Sauce Man.
You don't know ball. What can I tell you?
I barely said anything. I don't know why. I'm catching strays. I've barely said anything.
K Spiffy looking good again offensively. It's more than dropping a rock in a hole. It's off ball passing out of double teams. Hell, even being able to stretch the floor. Even an off the ball screen is an offense. Listen. Sorry, I got distracted halfway through that. Eagle Nation. Oh, sorry if it's the Eagles as in Philly Eagles. Marz, walking back take instantly is hilarious. Low will say almost anything controversial. Is that true?
I do think it was valid to say Giannis was better offensively than KD last year. But when I think about them in totality as offensive players, I think KD's a better offensive player than Giannis.
All right.
This year,
and you say anything that's controversial, Low? Do you agree with that?
No. Again, I can back it up. This year, KD is better because this year he's having a historic mid-range shooting season and he improved as a playmaker and passer. In particular, passer. Last year, he wasn't this great from a mid-range shooter, and his passing wasn't as good as it is this year. What is that?
There's a massive spider she found. You guys like?
Oh, okay. So, I almost lost my mind. I was like, man, what in the world is going on over there?
Her baby tarantula. Embiid is easier to win. His name's Bob. Ox won't like that. Embiid is easier to win a ring with than Jokic.
In theory, sure.
But in practice, I haven't seen it yet because that team struggles to get out the second round, man.
Angie Carr with the super chat. Do y'all think with McClung winning the dunk contest, it would make way for teams to sign unknown high flyers to short contracts just to compete for the dunk contest since the stars don't want to do it? I think they should. You think they should? Yeah. All right. He says they should.
I think that's a nasty out.
So that's just a loophole, and I'm not a fan of that.
Sorry, hold on. Say that again, Mr. Little Fluent.
It's because it would make the dunk contest more interesting. Instead of having
it's a good take, bro. Yeah, it's a good take.
Hard to make it interesting.
Is Jokic the GOAT? No, we know he's not the GOAT.
No.
Yes, we know he's not the GOAT. All right. I think my name's on this one. Fluent, you gonna let that Harden disrespect slide? Yes, I'm not a fan of Harden. I don't even remember what we said about Harden. Zazilia Pachulia, if you guys owned an NBA team, what would you name it? And what city would it be in? And who would you build your team around in today's NBA?
Jesus.
The Seattle Supersonics, and I would build around Jalen Green.
No, you would not. No, you would not.
Green, stop it.
No, you would not, Marz. No, you would not.
Building around Jalen Green.
Agreed. Seattle Supersonics, I'd probably build around Giannis.
Terrible take.
Okay, I would do. Let me see. It's a three. We all pick Seattle Supersonics. You'd build around Luka.
I'd also pick Seattle.
And you pick Seattle too. Okay. Isn't that what you built your 2K team? Was the Seattle Supersonics? All right. I'd build around Joel Embiid.
Terrible.
Whoa.
Hey, for making bad takes, you picked Jalen Green. So
Jalen Green's gonna become the GOAT, but it's whatever.
Oh man.
The GOAT.
You guys
go to Houston.
I stand with Marz.
Thank
you. You stand with Marz? Well, there you go. That's
in 2 years, you do realize Jalen Green's gonna be averaging. He's gonna be in the 30-point club.
Yeah, sure. Everybody's gonna be averaging in that.
What else he gonna be doing? What else?
Everyone's gonna be averaging 30.
I mean,
Once Steven Silas is gone, just wait. I want everyone to apologize and tell me I was correct about Jalen Green. Just wait.
And he's gonna be better once he gets better pieces around him too. Like, come on, there.
Yeah, sure. Houston's known for building good teams. Better offensive peak than James Harden. I might have to unsubscribe, man.
If Harden would translate,
Jokic does have a better offensive peak.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. If Harden would translate in the playoffs, then I would have no problem. But the playoff drop from Harden is just historically nasty. It's just bad, bro. I just can't do it.
Can we get a Player's Choice boxing MMA show?
No.
Maybe.
Damn, how many super chats we got?
Maybe soon.
I got like 800 left.
Oh my god.
I'll go fast. Dell, Ron, D Wade, better than KD all time. That's from sleeping.
Oh, not that.
I don't know.
JT, how y'all feeling about the Hawks letting go of Nate? We discussed.
Good
Curry, better playmaker than Stockton, Pirate Hunter?
I agree.
No. Incorrect.
I agree.
Incorrect.
I agree.
K Spiffy, would you rather dap up Malone?
No. I ain't gonna lie, that might have been the worst part of all.
That was the worst part.
Malone was in way too many places.
Carmelo was getting way too much screen time.
Oh man,
that's his city. That's his city.
He should be nowhere near the NBA.
Why? At least NBA, everyone's like 18 plus.
He should no. There was a bunch of kids on the floor in the dunk contest. I was like, Carmelo need to be a little bit more further away from them kids, man.
He should be nowhere near the National Basketball Association.
Myers Leonard is in the league before Melo.
I think that's also nasty. I think that's nasty.
Hold on, what's your beef with what's your thing with Carmelo? Why shouldn't he be at the All-Star game in the city that he played almost his whole career for?
Because he is a pedophile.
Let John Stockton be there.
Hold on a sec. I just want to be clear. Were you saying this throughout his entire career? When he was an all-star, when he was an MVP?
We weren't alive.
Hold on.
I didn't exist.
Okay, fine. When he made the top 50, when he made the top 75, were you also saying all these things?
Oh, yeah, top 75?
He should be nowhere near anything on the NBA.
Last year, when they did the top 75, I was like, man, just mail that into him, man. He don't need to be
okay, as long as you're consistent, I'm okay with it. As long as you're consistent.
Just mail that in, man.
As long as you're consistent, I'm okay with it. I just don't like the people who were cool with him all this time, and now all of a sudden, they want to go back 40 years.
We weren't there when that.
I know you weren't there. I know. Fair enough. That's what I say. I want consistency. Ticket's arguments are so easy to kill. He running a circus over there on his channel with the clowns. First of all, you lied to Cope and said Loa. Marz said Jokic was better scorer than Kobe. Okay.
He said that about me many times, and I've told him every time. I've never even suggested Jokic was a better scorer than Kobe because I would never do that. That's just dumb.
Yeah, nobody.
KB knows ball. If Melo became a Warrior, he'd be done with ball.
Wallahi.
I think that means like on God, right, or something like that. Like
something like that.
All right, so would you be done with ball? Would you be done with ball?
I would. If I was a Warriors fan and he signed, oh man.
Yeah, you just replace James Wiseman with James Wiseman.
We all. Oh, I like who's left. We all agree Melo shouldn't be in the league. I love y'all and the pod, but some of these takes just be wild. Shout out Ticket. Winning is the #1 stat.
Oh, okay.
Fluent. Oh, we like this one. Fluent is right. Let's read this slow. Fluent is right. See, super chats. Sometimes they get him right. Y'all giving him a chance based off his name. Melo ain't adding value to a contender because they already have someone who can do that job. Facts. Ron, you were chiming in? No? All right. Melo is Jabari Parker in the league.
And Jabari Parker's out of the league.
Jabari Parker's out of the league. There you
go.
Go.
Y'all nasty with this whole Melo stuff.
But I think Melo's better than Jabari
5 years too long. Let's keep it as Lo would say. Let's keep it a bean. Marz says the Mavs can't stop anyone, but who the hell can Denver stop?
My concern with Denver is that defense in the playoffs. But based on this season, Denver's defense has stepped up tremendously. So they're not comparable to Dallas.
Carmelo can help any contending team. NBA is weak, and Carmelo was weaker. Please read the super chat where I exposed Ticket for lying to Chris Cole. I think we did.
Yeah.
Chill. He's gone. Should the GOAT of any sport have more than 4 chips in 20 years? Yes, Reg. Yes. That's why he's not. Great point. 0. Just vibing. What? Kareem. Kareem is the GOAT of basketball. Like if we eliminate NBA, if we just say basketball life, yes, Kareem is the GOAT of basketball.
But we just talking about the NBA, which we do 99% of the time.
All right, I'm just putting it out there. The Lakers need plastic surgery. Well, in LA, there's a lot of people to choose from, and they did. That's what they did at the trade.
I'm about to say they did a lot of facelifting at the
yeah, they did a facelift, boob job. They got butt implants. They got everything.
Fat transfer.
Yeah,
butt implants. I give you the face.
Will 38-year-old MJ do better than LeBron on the Lakers?
Probably not. No.
Highly doubt it.
Yes, he would. A 60-year-old Jordan would do better. Drink more water. Best defense come playoff time? Question mark.
I guess I don't know.
No, what team will have the best defense?
Boston or Milwaukee.
I agree.
Out of all the teams, those are the 2 best defensive teams.
Who's ranked number 1 right now in the regular season?
Milwaukee, I think.
Okay. I like that. Jamal Thomas, do you guys have any ideas to improve the All-Star week? Okay, we talked about the All-Star weekend. But there's an extra pointer because it's an 82-game season, which is the main product, but everything is reduced to the 16-game stretch from April to June.
Man, I know they need to keep the same. I don't know if you're implying they need to remove some of the games. No, bro, they just play the 82 games, bro. It's fine, bro. Shaden
versus Ja versus Ant versus McClung. Dunk contest 2024. You win?
I don't even think Ja would be them. I don't think Ja. I think Ja's an in-game dunker. I don't think he's a dunk contest dunker. I'm McClung would still win that.
Ja would look nice in the dunk contest only because he's so small. So like obviously, when you see the little dude leaping like that and he's just so explosive, it's gonna look good.
Yeah,
Shaden Sharp destroys all of them, but it's fine.
All right, based on your top 10,
yes.
Ron, based on your top 10, Bob says you have LeBron too high. He's number 7. Elder Rufus, what up, homie? Answer to issue. Put minute on games played to qualify for any award. They care about those.
I think he put minimum on game played.
Yeah.
Isn't it already?
They already do that. They need to make it.
I think they need to increase the minimum.
They need to increase it.
Make it 70 games. Why?
And that's why I think Kawhi. I'm completely okay with Kawhi never making another All NBA team. If he ain't playing
100%.
Game, he should.
I agree. You can't be playing 50 games and getting an award. I agree with that 100%.
But they did that back.
Like Bill Walton's MVP.
Yeah, like Bill Walton.
Yeah, Bill Walton.
And Scottie Pippen.
Bill Walton needs to be out of the Hall of Fame, off the top 75, off the top 50, off everyone's lips when they talk about great players. He's trash. Paul George over Carmelo Anthony.
Yes, I believe Paul George is better than Carmelo Anthony.
Y'all tripping.
I'd have to think about it.
I've thought about it enough.
I'm with Low. Paul George over Carmelo Anthony because Carmelo, sure, you'll give him the offensive edge, but you'll give Paul George the defense by a ton. And this is this is offensive and defensive. So
you can say a better all-around player, but who's a better number 1 option?
As a better all-around player?
Paul George.
Well, they both did nothing as number 1 options.
I think if you put Paul George on those Denver Nuggets teams, I don't think they're as
they go
good
further
as they were.
They go further because their defense would pick up.
Yes.
I suppose. Hey, but
hold
on. I'm getting close now. All-Star
teams. I think they do a whole lot better. Now I understand that Paul George was
a whole lot better.
Yes. They actually
do not.
Hold on. So who was bumping out those Pacers teams?
Miami.
Okay.
So he would have to do a whole lot better, right?
Yo, hold on. No. Melo at that point in his career, in his 3rd and 4th year, he was a 20-point scorer, high 20s or mid 20s. That would have helped that Pacers team a whole lot more.
But it would have hurt them even more if defensively they
were the best defense
anybody.
in the NBA. That's
Thank
why
you. They won games off of defense.
Okay,
not off of
now
offense.
they would have won games off of offense.
No, they would not.
Carmelo is not raising the ceiling of a team's offense.
No, he's not. No,
All-Star
should be
facts. No, he's not.
All-Stars should be home court advantage in finals. No, it shouldn't. That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard, and I've heard multiple people say it, and here's why. The players don't give a crap about the regular season as is. So now you're going to tell me that a 70-win team goes into the finals against a 50-win team from a crappy Eastern Conference, and they're going to have to be on the road because some idiot won an All-Star game? It's a horrible idea. Horrible idea. Horrible idea. They won't care about record anymore. It won't matter as much. So it takes away even more from the regular season. Horrible idea. Anybody disagree with that? No.
I just don't get how that would incentivize players like Shea Gilgeous.
Because they did it in baseball. They did it in baseball, I believe, where the All-Star team winner, that division or whatever, the American League, let's say that league, will get home field in the World Series.
If your team is not a contender, no one would care.
If your team's not a contender, you won't care. It's exactly. It only affects 5 players. It's not. Yeah, no. Here we go. Sorry, thanks for the super chat. It's our fault. We say championship or bust, and if they lose, we slander them. So they only care about championships. Same for the regular season. Well, you just took a page out of Nick Wright, so you know your take is horrible. What if they made it East versus West and treated it like MLB? Winner gets home. Okay. Well, we already discussed that.
That's an ongoing talking
point. People genuinely believe that.
Yeah, they think it's a good idea. It's horrible. Mark Jenkins, I'd easily pay $10 to $20 to watch the best player in the league truly compete in the All-Star game. There's 1 million plus people who also would. The pool of money could go up, and the team who wins.
Man, I'm not giving millionaires more money, man.
I'm not giving multi-millionaires.
Here's what I think. Here's what I think. In a game. This will never happen. This will never happen. But here's the problem. We're not going to give millionaires more millions to do their job. And their job is, at the end of the day,
to play basketball.
Whether they like it or not, is to entertain us. It's to entertain us. That's what business they're in. They're in the business to entertain the fans. And here's what's going to happen. You keep putting out a crappy product, people will stop watching it, or at least the numbers will go down, which means TV revenue will go down, which means their money will go down. And that's the only way to increase it. But I don't think that'll happen because people will keep watching. You
got to understand, I think money is actually what's the issue in this whole thing. These dudes are getting millions on top of millions on top of millions every year. These are all the top players in the NBA. These are superstars on max contracts. They don't give a damn about an all-star game, and they don't care about the $1 million that they may win.
Then you know what? Then cancel All-Star Weekend. Cancel All-Star Weekend and make them start playing some back-to-backs and 7 games and 10 nights again and tell them,
I actually rather do that. Actually, yeah, I actually rather do that. I rather miss, and that's true. They might actually, but if I rather us not even have an All-Star Weekend and y'all just play more basketball.
Yes, there you go.
I mean, that's. I'm not about to,
because most regular season games are significantly better. Better than what that crap was we watched on Sunday. How long does KD last in Phoenix?
He's old. I think he's going to stay his whole contract.
Yeah, he's
old. How many years do you have left?
Three. Yeah.
If it was any longer than 3, I'd disagree, but okay, I'll give him 3. Mitchell Robinson of the New York Knicks, appreciate you coming out during your All-Star break to give us a super chat. I think based on your contract that you signed, $2 is a little weak. Do y'all think Len Bias could have been top 5 all time?
I didn't see enough.
I'm gonna say Fluent. You don't know who can answer that question now.
Healthy, motivated, yes, no doubt.
Not on cocaine.
No doubt.
Cool.
Yeah,
how tough was Len Bias?
What's that?
How tough was Len Bias?
Len Bias was LeBron James. That's the comparable. He was LeBron James back then. He was a 6'7" kind of small forward that could do everything on the court, offensively and defensively. He was, again, if it wasn't for his outside demons, that dude would, and don't forget, he was going to the Celtics, so he would have had a mentor in Bird into a winning franchise. So that would have given him the toughness, the right coaching. He would have had everything, the right franchise. He would have had everything to make him successful. It is the saddest story in sports that we didn't get to see him play.
Celtics had a bad time of it in those late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, the time that he was coming in too. Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, we missed out. We were robbed. Black Baby Jesus. Who's the one NBA player y'all think y'all can beat?
None.
I want to hear this. Oh, okay. All right.
James Wiseman.
Stop.
Let me think. There is
at your peak, Fluent, at your absolute peak.
Hey, give me Bob Cousy right now. It's a good game.
You want the truth? I was not a very good one-on-one player at my peak. Even then, I was always a team. Like I needed to come off screen.
You like a shooter? Yeah, you were like a shooter.
Yeah. So who could you
outshoot? Who could you outshoot?
Who could I outshoot?
Yes.
In my era, a good percentage. In today's era, a very low percentage.
Russell Westbrook?
I could outshoot Russell Westbrook.
No. I'm talking about out of shooters in your era. So like you could not the Dale Ellis caliber.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Could you
like in game or just in I would smoke them all in the 3-point contest. That was amazing. That was like I don't know why I was really good in 3-point contests because I didn't have a lot of lift on my shot, so I didn't get tired from jumping. A lot of these guys jump and they get tired. So in a 3-point contest I would do good. In game, man, I was not an NBA guy. This is just I'm real with that. I wasn't that dude. So not many. I think Bob Cousy would smoke me. Bob Cousy
right now on shooting.
No, Bob Cousy was not shooting. No. We talking about full basketball.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Bob Cousy.
Where was I? Ben, we're almost done. Where does Steph rank all time in scoring?
Top 10.
I probably have like 11, 12.
Out of the top 20. If the Lakers don't make the playoffs, not even the play-in tournament, should Anthony Davis request a trade this offseason?
I think he's getting traded.
You won't have to.
I was about to say, he ain't got a request, dog. He will be on the chopping block. There will be a lot of things moving and shaking if LA missed the playoffs.
Yeah,
if they don't make the playoffs, there will be a lot of
if they don't make the play-in, AD will be voluntold he needs to go.
I don't think so. I think they run it back. I think they just made all of these trades.
You're crazy.
You're nuts.
He only has one more year after this year, Ron. It's only one more year.
Okay, well, I mean, they can still trade him at the trade deadline. But if things don't look up and up next year, but I'm like, you guys just made all of these trades. Low, you just ranked them top 10. You just said that they got a facelift, a butt implant, all of that. If
they don't make it, a part of it will probably be because of AD health. Or because the other pieces aren't that good. Either or would be cause to entertain the idea to trade AD.
I do get that, and I do hear what you're saying, but I'm like, the stretch right now is so small. What it's like a 20-game stretch, and they have so much lifting to do that it's like
it's 2 games, Ron. It's 2 games to the play-in. If you can't dominate to make up a 2-game difference between the 13th to 11th or 10th, bro, stop it, bro.
So if they go,
if they don't make the play-in, no. If they don't make the play-in,
stop.
Blow it up.
If it was a 6-game difference, I can understand, but it's 2 games.
2 games.
So time out. Basically, what you're saying is, if they don't make the playoffs, they're blowing it up.
They should 100%.
But he said play in.
If they don't make the play-in. If they don't make the play-in,
they should. Yes, they should.
Listen, Ron, I'm gonna say it one time, and we're moving on. Ron, if they don't make the play-in, AD will be traded this offseason. Period. Period.
I think they run it back.
Lakers versus Nuggets first round. Who you got? If they were to play,
I have Lakers losing to anyone in the first round.
See, now there go to hate Marz.
That's not hate.
Low. Who you got? Low.
I have the Nuggets, but if the Lakers play Memphis, no, Memphis is getting bounced out in the first round.
You're all wrong. Lakers versus everybody. We go into the chip. We go into the chip. Do you guys think All-Star Weekend is dying?
Dead.
Is it dead or is it dying?
Dead.
It's already dead.
Dead. It's dead.
Yes. Done.
Okay, we might leave this one up for the entire rest of the show.
Hey.
Facts. Dub is toxically violent.
Whoa.
Do you agree with that, Marz?
Whoa.
How would I know? I don't know.
You're his co-host. You're this.
He don't know he does behind closed doors.
Yeah,
I think he does.
I just appear on the stream and then I just disappear from thin air once we're gone from here.
All right, I think you're lying. Giannis and Parker would have been nasty duo.
Nah.
Are we talking Tony Parker?
No,
Jabari Parker? Oh, we're being funny.
That would have been a horrible duo, especially the way that Giannis looking right now. Oh,
nah. Angie Carr. What happens when McClung What happens when if McClung is back in the G League next year for the dunk contest? How about G League All-Stars versus NBA All-Stars? The G League is part of the NBA, right? Fluent.
I watched a bit of that G League All-Star game. It was dreadful. So hopefully not.
What if they did this? What if they did this? G League All-Stars versus a team of NBA All-Stars, and the winner, if the G League team wins, they get the NBA players checks for a month.
Oh, the NBA players have no incentive to do that.
None.
NBA players will double their checks for a month.
Man, that would be a crazy blowout. Yeah, the amount of domination.
That game would end 200 to 131.
Oh, all right, Jay. Sorry I missed the show, but I still showed up.
Shout out to you, man.
Show love. All right, thanks, man. We appreciate that. Shamar, Trusty, Pete Maravich over Stockton as an all-time passer.
No.
Everyone's finally someone that low picks Stockton over. Last one. How do you watch NBA games if you aren't giving millionaires more money? Players have no reasons to care otherwise without money incentives.
Then they just won't care.
But you're saying more money. I'm not giving them more money. First of all, I watch League Pass. So once I get done paying for it, it's done. I don't have to give them more money, bro. I'm not giving them more. I just pay League Pass, watch it, and then that's it. That's it. I'm done.
The money incentive would have to be too much. They literally already make a shit ton of money.
I'm not paying people extra money.
I only give money
I'm not paying people to try.
They get multi-millionaires, bro. Why am I paying them more?
I go to a bar that has every game on, so I can watch all of them at the same time while I drink. So the only person getting my money is a bar. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
And if it wasn't me having a couple NBA connections, I'll really tell you how I feel. I think it is egregious. I think it's egregious that we have to sit here and conjure up a way for the average person to give multimillionaires more money so they can actually care about their job. Are you crazy, bro? Man, there's no other place where that's even a concept.
Listen, players get paid what owners will pay them, so I hate nobody for making their paper. The toxic comment was because Dub said he's PC MMA so fast.
Oh, okay.
I know we got to wrap it up, but we need to end with this one last one. This is for you, Ron. Fluent stunting as the host with Ron there to witness.
Hey, yo, I ain't gonna lie, Fluent, man. You gotta get another week where you get all of the super chats, man. Another week,
undefeated.
Man.
I'm undefeated. Ron, any final words? Ron? I still think you're the best host on PC, by the way.
You got it.
No, he's not.
No, I'm not. I'm not even a host. I'm just a fill-in. I'm just like, I don't know who they call in when.
Fluent, JD, Dub, Shaq, all better hosts.
I disagree. I got Ron 1. JD 2.
Hey, the rankings don't lie. I came number 1 last month.
Yeah, Haley. Why'd you stop?
Haley's better. Haley's a better host. Man.
I give it to Haley too.
The only one who doesn't rank is Dub. He's horrible. Dub's the worst. What? Any final shots, Marz? Last words, Marz, then Low, and then we out.
There's no more Trey James Wiseman, so I have no more final words.
Hey!
How about, don't you want to sign anybody? All right, let me ask you. Okay, final question, Ron. I know we got to go. So this is the last thing. Westbrook to the Clippers.
Thank goodness.
Love to the Heat. And Patrick Beverly to the Bulls? Is that where he went?
Yeah.
Do any of those make a difference at all to any of those
teams? They make a difference.
Bro, cut that cap out. You've been on good behavior for the last
month.
Cut it out. You've been on good behavior. Cut the cap out. You were nasty today. My bad, Lo. My bad.
All right, Dub. You're the best, Dub. Dub, the number 1 host on PC.
Trust me, I just put my Twitch link in the chat. So if y'all want to come, I'm about to go over there right now. And trust me, Westbrook to the Clippers definitely make a difference. Just not the one that they want to make.
That's the wrong direction. Marz,
definitely make a difference.
Kevin Love to the Heat.
Clips in 5, and if not, Bucks in 6.
All right. Raptors in the Eastern Conference Final, and as always, when you listen to me,
now you're more fluent.
Yo, next, tune into the show next by any means. That's J Rob's show. You guys tap in and, you know, just show some support. Stick around. Peep it. It's coming on next.
By any means. I'll be there, J Rob. The show's fire.